The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
New Year's Day and college football fever. Going to a bowl game is a football player's dream. We're in Orlando, Florida, home of Fantasyland's most famous characters. And even they know the importance of today's Florida Citrus Bowl. And they're caught up in the excitement. Head coach George Welch, his 10-2 Cavaliers make their first New Year's Day appearance. They're led by Sean Moore and are 15-1 when he starts. For Big Ten runner-up Illinois, John Makovic comes to Florida complete with an air attack led by quarterback Jeff George. Who will make the fantasy come to life? The Florida Citrus Bowl is next. Today from Orlando, it's the 1990 Florida Citrus Bowl. And for the first time, the Virginia Cavaliers of the ACC meet the Fighting Illini of Illinois from the Big Ten. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender, and Happy New Year. And welcome to 3 bowls that will be coming your way on ABC. This is a season of firsts for Virginia. First time to win 10 games, first time to win the ACC, and the first time to play on a New Year's Day bowl site. But George Welch is not satisfied with that. He says, I want to win today and further enhance the football image of Virginia and the ACC. On the other hand, Illinois looks at this as a possible tune-up for bigger things in 1990. In fact, a year from today, they might very well be in the Rose Bowl representing the Big Ten. With me is Dick Vermeil, and Dick, Happy New Year.
Same to you, Gary.
You know, Illinois lost twice to the number 1 and 3 ranked team in the country, but year in and year out they've played well defensively, especially this year.
Well, that's true. Now, when you arrive in Orlando, you hear and read a lot about Illinois offense and Jeff George, but it was the Illinois defense that was ranked number 1 in the Big Ten. This defensive team was led by Mo Gardner, All-American nose tackle number 95. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy football in the trenches, watch Mo play today. You'll enjoy it.
Well, we talked about Illinois collectively as a team, but what about Jeff George? He has a real chance today to establish himself as a leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy.
No question. Now, I've had the opportunity to coach a Heisman Trophy winner, an All-Pro, an NFC Player of the Year, and I believe that Jeff possesses the same kind of talent. Granted, he has a ways to go to mature, but the one thing that he does have is you don't coach a great quick release, similar to that of Dan Marino.
Dick, his counterpart for Virginia, Sean Moore, a different type of quarterback. He started 16 times. He's won all but one of those. He really runs like a running back, a tailback.
Yeah, well, don't be misled to believe that he can't, all he can do is run. He can throw as well as the other quarterbacks. He's completed 57% of his passes, and every 16th time this young man touches a football, it ends up in the end zone. He, too, will be a candidate for the Heisman Trophy.
This should be an explosive game. 2 high-scoring clubs, the Florida Citrus Bowl. The Florida Citrus Bowl, John Makovic. Last year taking his team to a bowl and losing, going against George Welch, who's won his 2 bowl appearances thus far. There is Welch, the winningest coach ever at Virginia, as well as Navy. Illinois won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, and so kicking off will be Chris Tsiambekos. 69 degrees, a wind out of the north, which is blowing from our left at about 12 miles per hour. Field in excellent playing condition as you see Tyrone Lewis and Terry Tomlin going back deep for the Cavaliers. Tsiambekos is ready, and we're underway. Going to be considerably short, and at the 10-yard line, it will be brought up by Marcus Wilson, the starting tailback, and Wilson punches it forward. The ball is fumbled at the 35-yard line, and the Illini have it. Bill Hinkle comes up with it.
Here's Marcus. Now, he carries the ball every ball game a number of times. He should be more ready for contact in this situation. He's got it out. Right now he's in the crowd. He's got to cover it up with the other hand. It gets knocked out at the pile. What a big break for Illinois.
And Bill Hinkle, who may be the starting inside linebacker next year for John Mackovic, comes up with a fumble recovery. So the line of scrimmage now at the 36 of Virginia. Wagner, Lester, and Griffith in the backfield. George to throw on first down. And clearing over the middle comes the fullback. That is Howard Griffith. Pickup of 7. Let's check now the offensive 11 now for this Illini team. Top passing team of the Big Ten, led by George. Griffith, who just caught the ball. Thomas is the senior, but he won't be in there long. Wagner, Lester, the freshman, will replace him. Bellamy is all Big Ten, and Sean Waxa Jr. Up front, Kurt Lovelace. He's the glue, the all Big Ten center. Only senior in that line is Snyder, the tackle. Pitch comes back to Wagner, Lester. And the Racine, Wisconsin freshman has a first down just short of the 20-yard line. Virginia defensively. They're going to be led up front by Ray Savage. He's an outstanding All-American football player. Slade is a true freshman at the other defensive end. They have a couple of linebackers very active, and Phil Thomas is their leading tackler. He set a record this year for solo tackles. And the secondary is a good one. Lewis is not big, but he hits you at that strong safety spot. From the 21, first down. Over the middle, trying to make the connection to the tight end, Hartley. Frank Hartley, it was not there. Second and 10 now for George. Line of scrimmage, the 21-yard line. John Mackovic, the last 2 years, has been the Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Virginia likes to come after the offense in blitz down in this scoring territory, Gary.
Steve Fagan is coming to tailback. There's the fullback Griffith with the ball, and he is inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, about 3 yards short of the first down. It'll bring up third down. Griffith, by the way, is the first Illini back to have back-to-back 500-yard rushing seasons. Been a very consistent player, a junior.
And a very fine receiver out of the backfield. They've been very successful, as you can see by the graphic, at scoring the first time they get the football in a game. 6 out of the 11 first possessions, they put it in the end zone. Of course, this fumble recovery helped.
Third down and 3 now for Illinois. George, end zone, Williams, touchdown. Point after attempt coming up now by Doug Higgins. So Williams, the senior, latching on to his 5th touchdown grab, a 15-yard strike. Purdue's go to hold. The ball is up and through, and Illinois, capitalizing on the fumble, has scored early. They lead it 7-0. 5 plays, 36 yards after the fumble recovery. And Williams on the receiving end of the 6-pointer.
In the slot, we have Steve Williams right there. Now, you'll note that the corner here, number 9, Tyron Lewis, is lined up inside like he should. But the route, he comes down and gives him the corner move, makes him jump to the outside, and he beats him to the inside with no help in there. Taking a second look at it, good time. Not thinking of a first down here. He moves just a little bit to his left and wings it. Good quick release, sticks it right where he has to. High in the end zone, touchdown.
Stephen Williams from the line of brothers, 3 of whom have played for Illinois as wide receivers, Oliver, David, and now Stephen. And Stephen with his 5th touchdown catch, and Illinois quickly on top.
You know, Tyron Lewis, number 9, lined up promptly to take away the inside, but he made he bit on the receiver's move to go to the corner, lost position, then he got a beat underneath.
Ziembekos with a kick going to Terry Kirby, the freshman out of Tab, Virginia. He brings it across the 20 to the 24-yard line. So now Virginia will get their first snap of the game. The opening kickoff was fumbled by Marcus Wilson. Illinois marched it in, 5 plays, 36 yards. And here is Sean Moore, the quarterback, the ACC Player of the Year. He's lost only one time in 16 starts. He missed the Clemson game this year with an injury, and that was one of Virginia's losses. From the 24. Tim Finkelstein in motion. Marcus Wilson. And he's to the 29-yard line, a gain of almost 5. Let's check now offensively this Virginia team. Very balanced, both pass and run. Moore is the quarterback, Griggs, strong fullback, Wilson, Finkelstein, and Herman Moore, the asterisk indicating they're starters from a year ago. McGonigal, their leading receiver. Roberts, an outstanding sophomore tackle. You hear a lot about him. And Roy Brown was an all-ACC pick the last 2 years. Second down, a long 5. This is Herman Moore. So Moore and Moore connect up. It's short of the first down by 3 yards. It'll bring up a third down. And let's look at now the leading defensive team in the Big Ten. Illinois. And up front, Mo Gardner's something special. Heard about him. He's a consensus All-American. Mill A.G. was an All-Big Ten pick. Brownlow, their leading tackler, third in the Big Ten. Glasson is playing with some tendonitis in his knees. Primus is back after missing the last 2 games. And Green and Jones, excellent tandem at the corners. Third down, a long 2. Sean Moore, this is where he's tough, and he tries to get to the first down, and he got hit by Romero Bryce. Bryce went flying over there, and did he get to the stick?
It didn't look like it from here, Gary. That was awfully good inside-out approach to the ball by Romero Bryce, just like a linebacker coach would coach him. Needed only 2 yards for the first down. You'll see no contain on the right. That's an invitation for a guy like this to run the football. As you said, a fine running back, but good tackling technique got him out of bounds. I don't think he made it.
He did not. It's fourth down. But that's what has to concern Illinois, is this guy's ability on a busted play or something not working, making it work.
In the game tapes that we watched him play, I mean, he was spectacular. He is more explosive on the broken play than he is on the disciplined play.
Number 1 punting to number 1. This is Stephen Williams, who caught the touchdown. Byron Martin will punt for Virginia. Cavaliers off on shaky footing. They fumbled the opening kickoff. Now have not been able to get their initial first down, and now the referee coming in is Lloyd Dale, and evidently, well, let's have an explanation here.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense, fourth down.
So that will move it back inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, a 5-yard delay of game.
You know, sometimes when that happens from a coaching standpoint, you know, you almost made it or almost didn't make that situation. You don't get the call on the sideline quick enough to get the spread punt team on there when you find out you didn't make it.
So now Martin will hit this ball from his own 15-yard line.
Looks like they're going after him. No, it's a return.
Not a very good punt. And it does take a Virginia bounce. It'll go to the 33-yard line of Illinois. So the Illini will get it for the second time. And they'll have a 7-0 lead after a 40-yard punt. We're just underway in the first quarter.
In Florida are processed for orange juice. Over 888 million gallons of orange juice were produced with Florida-grown oranges last year.
The Illini lead at 7-0. Let's go down now and wish a Happy New Year to Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Well, this New Year's game has almost become a family affair for some of the Virginia players. 5 guys each with a famous father. Derek Dooley's father is the former Georgia head football coach Vince Dooley. Scott Greasy's father is the former Miami great Dolphin. Bob Greasy, who matter of fact is in Los Angeles right now getting ready for the Rose Bowl game. Ricky Pete's father is a professional golfer. Calvin Pete Yusef Jackson is the son of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who matter of fact played some football his freshman year at Illinois. And Billy Curry is the son of the Alabama head football coach Billy Curry, and he's not here at the game today, but he's probably watching his father as they go against Alabama goes against the Miami Hurricanes. Let's go back to you, Gary.
All right, Cheryl, that is quite an impressive list. There's a pass intended for Mike Bellamy that time. Defending was this guy, number 9, Tyrone Lewis. He's only 5'10", Dick, which is not really big enough for a strong safety, but he will really paste you.
Plus, in this defense here, they have him out in the corner position. He plays both. That ball was just thrown a little high, but he is a hitter. I saw him in the hotel the other night. He had 5 cans of film in his hand. I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm studying every formation they run just one more time.
Well, he's the leader of that secondary. Second down 10 now for the Illini. They lead it 7-0. 11:19 to go in this first quarter. Delayed handoff to Griffith. Griffith showing some outside speed. Gets up to the 40-yard line before he's finally run out by Keith McMeans. So let's look and see what Illinois wants to accomplish in this game offensively.
Well, Gene Dahlquist, the offensive coordinator, told us the first thing they have to do is run the ball. They want to make them defensive run. Then secondly, we have to protect Jeff George. Give him the time. Then when we get down inside that scoring territory, inside the 25, we've got to be productive.
Well, they've done a good job of protecting Jeff George. Both these teams have protected their quarterbacks well this year.
Well, Illinois has only given up 6 sacks in the last 8 games.
Third down now, and a long 2, almost 3 yards to go. And it looks like somebody's offside. Handoff to Griffith, who has the first down and then some. But let's see if that'll hold. Looked like they might have had a free play. Elton Tolliver, number 54, the linebacker, had made contact and come across the line of scrimmage.
Virginia may be just a little too excited right now. They've got to settle down a little bit. Take a deep breath, get hit one more time, and say, hey, it's just another game.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Offside, defense, decline, first down.
So that'll stand as a 12-yard gain.
Here he is right up here, just a little excited. Whoop. Sorry.
What I meant by that is you think you can really tell your players this is just another game? That's hard, isn't
But
it?
once you get on the field, it is.
Okay.
You know, it's a football game.
Griffith now has 26 yards on 3 carries. First down now at the 48 of Virginia. George to Williams. And Williams, for all that, picks up a yard, and nice job that time by Jason Wallace. They call him the Fly. He's only 164 pounds, but he stuck to him and made the open field tackle.
Frank Spaziano, the defensive coordinator for Virginia, said, number 1, we have to contain the run. Disrupt Georgia's rhythm with either coverage change-ups or rush change-ups. That's what they have to do to beat him.
Gain of a yard, second down and 9. The ball resting at the Virginia 46-yard line. 7-0 the Illini. Virginia comes in here with a 6-game winning streak. Griffith in trouble. Good reaction that time. That is Joe Hall. Yeah, Joe Hall, and also Phil Thomas, 44. But Hall, who has great quickness, a lot of that comes to the fact he was an outstanding high school wrestler.
3 times conference heavyweight wrestling champion. Good feet, good balance, and he loves to play football. You know, also, Gary, a National Honor Society student all through high school.
Thomas Jefferson School, Virginia.
Did he play?
I don't know. What would he been, a quarterback?
No, you know, he would have. You know, he'd have been the head coach. He's too smart.
Third down now, 10. Thus far, the Illini are 2 of 2 on third down conversions. And they're going to stop this one. Couldn't even hear the whistle, and George and Savage going after it, and here comes a flag. It was hard to hear the whistle. Yeah. I couldn't even hear it up here.
No fault there. I don't think they should call a penalty.
I don't either. Sort it out, start it over.
Tell him to kiss and make up. See, Jeff is sitting there. Jeff shouldn't have done that either, but he's a little bit excited too. Don't do that, Jeff. Hey, listen, young man, do that one more time, I'm going to deck you.
I wouldn't mess with Savage, I don't think.
Well, Jeff's a big, strong guy, but you're better off not fighting with linebackers. Now they're trying to determine why they called a penalty.
Yeah. It's one of those retaliation factors. You never see the first thing. It's always the last part of it.
That's Savage, Joe. You know, he's smart enough not to make a mistake. He was an honor roll student in high school as well, Gary.
Out of Newport News, Virginia, and Wright was their Kodak All-American, as well as All-ACC pick. And, gentlemen, we've got a lot of football to be played today. Let's get on with it. Would they hold up the Rose Bowl and Sugar Bowl for this?
No, I don't know. But I tell you this. Let's hear what he has to say. I made a mistake.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. Dead ball. Personal foul. Offense.
That's a good call there.
Force the 5-yard penalty.
That's the first time in a long time I've heard of 3 different penalties.
Yeah. Now that's both teams now have had a delay of game. Part of that just not really getting their offense on the field and being under control poise-wise.
That would have to be it, and normally that stems from the coaches not getting the plays in quick enough. Or else the the clock down there is running a little too quick. The 30-second clock.
So anyway, after all that, the personal fouls are offsetting.
You know, one of the things on Jeff George, pro scouts are wondering, how tough is Jeff George? Well, he just demonstrated a little toughness
Yes,
there,
sir.
picking on a linebacker. 3rd and long, Gary. Illinois has been very efficient in 3rd down all through the season, converting 48% of the time.
3rd and 14 is what it is. George setting up deep. Screen, yep, setting up the screen to Griffith. Howard Griffith, but nothing there to help him up the field, and he loses another 3. Elton Tolliver got there, and all of a sudden now, Virginia is settling down defensively after fumbling the opening kickoff and being scored upon.
Taking a look at this from the end zone, note the fullback setting to the right center of your screen. Number 29, he's going to sit up there and get in the crowd. Griffith works out to his right. There he is. But the ball was thrown a little high, and he had to come back down a little off balance and work back toward where the defense was, inside.
So they go backwards, and it brings up 4th down, and Brian Menkhausen, who has punted so well this year, he lifted his average by 5 yards. Former quarterback for the Illini. He'll punt from the 30. Bad snap, but no rush. A flag on the play.
Bad punt. That's a return ball.
Yes, it is, and Tim Finkelstein's got it. And he'll be tackled at the 18.
Good coverage.
As mentioned, there was a flag at the line of
Bill
scrimmage.
Hinckley. Bill did a nice job on that, number 51. Bill Hinckley.
41-yard punt, but the offside is going to be against Virginia. Hinkle recovered the fumble earlier and then coverage well.
On the bottom of the right side of the screen here, I think they're right here. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's right on the outside it was, right on the outside. Can't move until that ball moves.
They'll be back. They're going to refuse that penalty into the 18-yard line. That's where Virginia will have the football. George Welch trying to get his team settled down after fumbling the ball early and dropping behind. Here's what he'd like to do offensively.
Well, his offensive coach told us yesterday, Tom O'Brien, number 1, they like to establish the running game. They like to run for 200 yards today. Then get more. They're flying quarterback on the perimeter, both running and passing, and with the option to do either. Then get the ball in Herman Moore, number 87's hands, because he's the big playmaker.
So like you talked about, yeah.
We're the best when we can run the football. Just about every team's that way.
Yeah, they have balanced offense, so a little over 52% of their offense in the rush and a little over 47 by pass.
And neither team on the field today is a ball control type team. They move the ball in chunks.
Yes, sir. They're explosive. Line of scrimmage about the 19. Sean Moore on the option. Pretty well defense that time. Coming up was Glasson, the linebacker. Steve Glasson, who's playing with patella tendonitis in his knees and really was out of a lot of the practice time this week.
Here you can see a man in motion there, Cook going in motion, number 2. What they do when he runs the option, they try to block the man assigned to take the quarterback so he can become the runner.
One thing, Dick, they want more, though, to keep the ball. That's how they design the option.
Yeah, they do it. But the defense, they'd like him to pitch it because he is a dangerous runner.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Johnny Wilson in motion. Moore looking this way. That's the tight end, McGonigal. And that'll be short of the first down by some 3 yards. Coverage that time by Derek Brownlow, the linebacker. McGonigal is their leading receiver, had 42 catches coming into this game. He is 6'5" and runs very well.
You see Quentin Parker right here comes in on the strong safety blitz. He almost gets there. But Sean Moore reads it quickly, dumps it out there. Nice job. Good reaction offensively.
And we have a man down for Illinois. We'll hold and be absolutely sure of who it is. Other activity here on this first day of 1990, and Ohio State, John Cooper's team really got it together this year.
Oh, they came on strong, and we were able to see them play twice. They got beat both times, but you could see that it was going to end up being a good football team.
Tennessee and Arkansas. Balls against the Hogs down there. It's Henry Jones that's down, and he's the all-Big Ten performer who had 5 interceptions this year, and he is having trouble getting off the field. They're going to have to assist him off. He and Quentin Parker are roommates, both grew up in the St. Louis area and are very, very close. And so Jones looks like he'll have to come out, and coming in right now is going to be Mike Hopkins. Uno mas. One more time. You'd look good with something like that.
Yeah. I thought you'd say something.
Well, I think in a New Year's resolution, you ought to change your conifer a little bit, you know, do something a little different. I know your wife, Carol, would love it.
Yeah, no question. I have to change something more often. It's my mood.
Third down now, and 3, almost 4 yards to go.
You got to watch the quarterback draw on this guy.
Broke up interiorly, and the ball is going to be picked off finally by Virginia. For a moment, it looked like Illinois would come up with that. Mo Gardner was the guy who came in and put the pressure on, and Trevor Wiles, a guard, saved it for Virginia.
Mo Gardner right here. Normally they're going to block him with 2 people, but he raises heck. See, they got 2 on him. He stunts there. He throws one off, comes in, good penetration, good jump rhythm, gets it, bats it right back to the quarterback. Good job, Mo.
Boy, nothing he does surprises you.
No.
Martin to punt the football. Williams is back. No rush put on. This is going to be returnable. Williams coming up to the 50. Fumbled it. That is picked off in the hands of Virginia, and running with the football, the Cavaliers, Matt Woods, a junior out of Kansas City, Missouri. 37-yard punt, and all of a sudden the ball went the other way.
You can see he has the ball out away from his body right there. He gets it tugged in, and it was stripped by the man, Matt Woods, that took it away from him. He's the guy that caught it. That's the first time I've ever seen that on a punt return.
Boy, he just like handed it to him. Woods, a junior out of Pembroke Hill High School in Kansas City, Missouri. First down now at the Illini 38. First time they've been in the Illini into the field as Marcus Wilson carries, and he gets to the 35-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Wilson this year went over 1,000 yards. He became the 5th Cavalier back in history to accomplish that feat, and amazingly has come back from a lot of knee trouble to accomplish that.
Well, he's had both knees operated on him, so the kid likes to play football. He's a 1,000-yard rusher this year.
Second down and 7 yards to go from the 35 of Illinois. 7-0, the Illini lead. Pass Moore to Moore. Herman Moore, 6'5" target. This guy is high jumped, 7'2½", which won the ACC. What an imposing target he is.
This is what they call the freeze option. They bring the fullback inside to freeze the defense inside. Then he comes off here. Instead of running it, he hits the man right there in the little seam. They hope the defense will come right up, read and run all the way. Now look at him. Boy, that is tough to defense.
So the 2 Moores connect. They are not related. They grew up about an hour and a half away from each other in Virginia. And what a combination they've become. And now Roy Brown, their all-ACC guard, has been shaken up. So both teams having some injury problems.
He's their #1 offensive lineman right now, the most experienced, 46 consecutive starts. Really doesn't have any history of injury problems. Talking to him yesterday, he was looking forward to playing against Mo Gardner. He says, I recognize he's a good football player, but someday in the NFL I'll be playing against good football players.
He's one of the tri-captains.
He's mad. He's mad.
Yeah, he worked this hard and been here and ready to go, and all of a sudden you're shelved. That was an 11-yard gain, sets it up at the 24.
As tough as he is, he might find a way back in here.
You got to go to the bone this time, the wishbone. Hand off. Now it's kept by Moore. He faked the handoff to Griggs, the fullback, and he gets close to the 20-yard line. And Chris Green, the cornerback, up to make the stop.
Gary, what's interesting about how they run their option football is they use the faking back for more than just a faking back. As after he accepts the fake, he goes on and through, if he's not tackled, and blocks the most dangerous defender coming toward the quarterback.
You see that number on Moore, over 500 yards rushing. He also passed for over 2,000 yards, the only player in Division 1A to accomplish that. Second down now, a long 5. This is Kirby, who was the National High School Player of the Year at Taft, Virginia last year, and John Streeter stopped him there. We understand that the diagnosis on Brown is kicked in the calf, which would indicate he could return.
Well, since that's about 4 feet from his heart, he'll be back.
That's right. Here's a guy that was so heavily recruited, Terry Kirby out of Taft, Virginia. National High School Player of the Year. He's got great vision. He's had all kinds of injury problems this year, and he'll be playing for Terry Holland's basketball team.
He averaged 28 points a game in high school.
Third down and a long 3. Moore connecting inside the 10 is Derek Dooley, the son of Vince, the AD at Georgia. And it's first and goal now for the Virginia Cavaliers. A gain of 10. He caught an 8-yard touchdown pass in the kickoff classic.
This is a stop action in which the quarterback comes one way, hoping to pull the defense this way, then throws back on the stop action. Good action. See, they think they got a defense him on the corner. Now he stops, sets up, throws back. Well done.
First and goal now at the 9-yard line. Virginia trying to tie this football game up. On the option is Moore. Look at him hurdle the tackler and take it inside the 5 to the 3. That's just athletic ability.
Now, see what we've seen him do. We've seen him throw the ball like a great passer. We have seen him run the ball like a great running back. Watch this young man's ability as he goes through the execution of the offense. Fakes the fullback, comes out. They try to block him. He steps over people. He puts his pads down, runs like a fullback.
You can see the flag that was on the far side inside the 10-yard line. And Brian Williams looking to the bench to see what they should do with this penalty, which apparently is against Virginia.
Let's see if we can see the offside. Bottom left of our screen. Yeah, tight end moved too soon. Bruce McGonigal, number 86. Now here's a guy who's a national scholar, so he's smart enough not to make that mistake, Gary. See, smart guys make mistakes too.
Yeah. Penalties thus far, Virginia with their second. That moves them outside the 10 to the 13 where it's first and goal there. So that negates that good run by this guy. Pressure coming. The back of the end zone, he got rid of it. Herman Moore was double covered that time, and he just had to get rid of that one.
He just threw that purposely out the back of the end zone. Visiting with John Moore in the elevator last night, and he's one of those kids that smiles very easily. I think if his mom and dad would chew him out, I think he'd still smile. You know, and that's a great quality.
Yeah, he's really a special guy to talk to. He's got that look in his eye.
Yes, he does.
That first completion of the day. Second and goal from the 13. Straight ahead this time. Not getting much. Maybe to the 10 is Derwin Griggs, the fullback. So they still aren't back to where they had the original line of scrimmage. And it'll come to a third down. Brian Williams and Derek Brownlow combining on the stop. There's one of those guys wearing the shield.
Yep.
A couple of players told us they just like it because it looks good.
I agree with that method of bringing attention to yourself rather than all these war dances we see on the field.
Third down and goal from the 11. Thus far, Virginia 1 of 3 on third down conversion. Flushed out by Mo Gardner. Intercepted. And Brownlow's got it. He started to come out with it, thought differently, goes down there for the touchback.
You can see it is a sprint out to the right. He's going to come out here. Now watch him sprint out to the right. He's getting flushed right now there. Now he throws back across the grain, and when you throw a ball back across the grain like that, you're pulling the defense to you. You're in trouble.
Very alertly, Brownlow put the ball down. It'll come out at the 20. 7-0 in favor of Illinois.
Now you can see by this replay, Mo Gardner right here is singled up on the center because both offensive guards are covered by defensive tackles. Therefore, Morris is not getting any help. And this is a case when pressure is better than a sack because he forces him to throw the ball poorly. If he'd have sacked him, they still have a chance for the field goal.
And Brownlow with his second interception of the year. Two-time All-Big Ten performer. He's the emotional leader, the vocal guy, and making a statement there as they bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Mo Gardner made a mistake. Made a statement there too. Blocked me with two people.
George now will start this with a handoff to Wagner Lester, and the true freshman gets a couple of yards. One thing that really changed in this Illinois picture was this guy, along with Steve Fagan, two freshmen that really helped him in the running back spot. So you can see now Ken Hatfield's team has taken a 3-point lead. But Lester has been something special, as has Fagan, and that was one ingredient they needed, was two guys who can make things happen at tailback.
Plus they'll be there for 3 more years and experienced.
Gain of 3, second down 7 now from the 24. Hand off to Griffith. Griffith's got the first down. He's breaking to the 50, to the 40, and goes out of bounds. They're going to mark him actually at the 49 of Virginia. That looked like a slow developing play. Didn't look like that should work that well. And all of a sudden, Griffith is in the Virginia end of the field.
Here's the handoff deep into the backfield. Counteraction. He took a step the other way, got some blocking at the point of attack right there. Now he's using his speed. And, you know, we've seen these guys play twice in person and a couple times on tape. I didn't realize he was that fast.
He had 117 yards in a game this year against Ohio State and scored 2 touchdowns. But he's been very consistent. That goes as a 26-yard run. You know, the longest run they have from scrimmage is 36 this year.
Right.
That was Ken Thomas. First down just across the 50. George to Wax. And Wax trying to break double coverage on the far side. Couldn't get there. Jason Wallace is one of those guys who was over there along with Keith McMeans.
Did you notice that time as Jeff dropped back to pass, he pedaled back, keeping his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage so he could have good vision of the whole field, and then he decided to go left. See, instead of turning, he's pedaling. Now he has vision of the entire field. He's looking left all the way. Bang, he gets it off quickly.
He's really improved, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He still has an area to improve in. I think he has to keep improving on stepping up in the pocket and taking advantage of that quick release and hang on to it and right until contact gets there when the protection breaks down.
Like Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Here's a handoff to Fagan, that other freshman we were talking about. He's going no place. The orange shirts are there.
Uh-oh. Flag down.
To Joe Hall, and there is a flag. Also, Elton Tolliver on the stop. So Virginia, after turning the ball over earlier and having themselves scored upon, have really stiffened now. So a face mask violation.
Here's a low angle shot, deep handoff. Now he bounces to the outside. There goes Fagan, number 44. There, right there, it must be Joe Hall. Oh, there's another one. 2 guys got him. I think that was Keith McMeans that got his hand on the face mask. Incidental contact, 5 yards.
Moves the ball to the 45-yard line. Fagan, by the way, is from the Florida area, from Deerfield Beach, which is near Fort Lauderdale. And he was considered by many to be the finest high school running back in the state and ended up in Illinois.
They retired his jersey number 24 when he left high school. Did they retire yours when you left high school?
Yeah, right.
What's the matter? Couldn't you run?
Second down, no athleticism at all. Second down and 5 from the 45-yard line. George down the middle. Williams. And broken up at the last moment by Jason Wallace.
Nice defense by Jason Wallace.
That was some contest.
You can see that these people are not interested in ball control. Drop back. Now notice, ladies and gentlemen, he dropped. He turned back that time rather than pedaling that. Look at him snap that ball off. No effort to throw the ball 60 yards. Almost right on the money. Excellent defense. Excellent defense. Right where he had to be. Went up for the ball at its highest point. Nice job, Jason Wallace.
The Fly, as we told you earlier, that's his nickname, and he sticks to you like flypaper. 5 interceptions for the year. Had a 40-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Well, Frank Spaziani, the coordinator, said he was the best coverage guy.
3rd down and 5 yards to go. And a whistle blowing. And again, the clock has expired. We're going to have a delay of game. It's very hard to see the 25-second clock. It's buried in the far corner over there.
Get ball. Delay of game. Offense. 3rd down.
And Illinois has been guilty of 2 delay of games. Virginia 1 thus far.
You know, John Mackovic is out of the defense, the offensive philosophy of the Dallas Cowboys, and they used to always be penalized a lot delay of the game.
Just too much shifting going on?
Maybe a lot of terminology being used.
3rd down and 10 now after the penalty. Williams, Wax, and Bellamy, 3 wideouts. George in trouble. And he'll be sacked back at the 42-yard line. Chris Stearns was one of those, number 92. Blue-collar type guy who was there first. He just fights you every minute. And George couldn't find anybody, and Illinois is going to have to punt the football. Only 6 sacks in the last 8, but Virginia wasn't impressed by that.
Well, he had time to throw, but the coverage took the pattern away downfield, and he wasn't going to throw it away or throw the interception or take that chance. He took the sack. I'd like to see him just drop it over the line of scrimmage.
Menkhausen to punt, standing inside the 30.
See, and some people consider that a negative nowadays when you can't break out of there and run like that.
Here's Mickelson. Makes the first man miss, the second man miss, and goes out at the 33. 38-yard punt, but a very nice return by Mickelson, who's a jack of all trades for this Virginia team. He's a holder, a punt returner, and their 3rd leading wide receiver. Let's go down to the sideline and join Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Gary. The Florida Citrus Bowl is still undergoing $30 million worth of renovation or construction. In other words, they're adding more seats. Before construction began, the record attendance in 1989 was 53,571. But since then, they've added 2 upper decks, but only 1 deck is completed, and it has added an additional 9,000 seats. So once the other deck is finished, the stadium seating attendance might be 70,000 plus. They're looking forward to that in 1991. Let's go back to you, Gary.
And what a nice press box. Here's a pass completed to Finkelstein, a rollout by Sean Moore. And Finkelstein, who had 20 catches during the season, just latched on to that one for 19 yards.
Well, he was the man in motion. He came up and he hit the seam in between a wide receiver going deep and a receiver short on the line of scrimmage. You can see now Finkelstein, number 84. Now see him roll up there, the wide receiver to the outside. He just sort of settles in that zone right there. No defense underneath that one right there. They had another receiver on the line of scrimmage. That's what you call a zone stretch pattern.
And that brings us to the end of this first quarter of play. Illinois jumping on top early. They lead at 7-0. 1990 Florida Citrus Bowl from Orlando. We'll be back. From all the Rose Bowl. What a special day this is going to be for Bo Schembechler, his final coaching job for Michigan.
That makes it extra special in that it is his last game. But, you know, it's a special day for any coach that coaches in that ball game. I've coached in that ball game. I've coached in the Super Bowl. And, you know, I think the Rose Bowl is the most exciting game that I've ever been in.
USC and Michigan. First down now as we start this second quarter. 7-0 in favor of Illinois. Here is Kirby able to fire ahead for a couple of yards. Terry Kirby picking up 2. Let's look at the stats now. The big thing, of course, the turnovers. 2 by Virginia, 1 in the end zone, and then the one that set up the only touchdown of the game.
And here you have Virginia leading in passing yards over Illinois, 20 yards to 50 yards. I kind of look for Illinois when they get the ball back, Gary, to start throwing the ball shorter in the intermediate zones. They've stretched the defense now.
2nd and 8 now for the Wahoos from Charlottesville, Virginia. The option is Moore. Kirby's a load when he gets those shoulders turned up the field. He weighs 210 pounds. Romero, Bryce, and Glasson are over there, very close to the first down.
Remember a little while ago when they threw a pass off that action? That really makes it tough for a defensive back to come up and play run right now. That's why there was a soft corner there and no one to defend the option.
They're going to measure. You know, speaking of Kirby, we're just looking at him. Everybody thought he'd just come in here and go like gangbusters, that he would just dominate. It doesn't happen a lot of times. Running backs come out of high school, a lot of adjustments to make.
It very seldom ever happens, or if I don't know if it ever did. The only guy I can ever remember doing that, now this is going to date me, is Dick Bass, coming out of Vallejo High School and then going on to College of Pacific at that time. I mean, he was spectacular from the moment he stepped on the field.
Well, Herschel Walker, Earl Campbell, I guess.
Well, those guys could run a little bit too, couldn't they?
So it looks like it's going to be awfully close. And they measure it's going to be coming up now just short.
What they say about Kirby, the coaches, when you talk to the running back coach, Ken Mack, is that he has great vision. Not tremendous speed, good speed, but he has great vision, and he makes good decisions with the ball in his hand.
Well, he missed those games with a rib injury, and that really slowed his progress. Third down and less than, well, you saw the measurement, less than a yard.
They're in a two tight end offense, and what they'll probably do is check to the softest point on the defense. Nope, just sneak it.
And Moore does that very well. That'll be enough for the first down. Sean Moore is 6'2", weighs 210. This guy, Welch, was only 162 pounds when he was a starting quarterback at Navy.
That's right. When he took this job, here's what he said. If you accept limitations without trying to change them, you don't belong in football coaching. And is that ever true? If you don't aim for the top, you're never going to get there or even get close. George Welch, 1982, and he's on top.
Well, he thinks national championship is something down the road they can do.
With A and B students.
So the first down on the sneak by Moore sets it up just outside the 36 of Illinois. Moore, and it's complete to Kirby. And Kirby to the 30, 3 yards short of the first down. Kirby good coming out of the backfield. Good hands. Mo Gardner able to wrestle him down there.
Mo Gardner, I still think they've got to come up with a little better way of blocking this guy because he's making too many plays in there.
But who's blocked him all year long?
Well, we have seen people put two blockers on him every snap. And if they were in a protection that they couldn't do that, they threw the protection out of the game plan.
Second down, let's make it 4. Moore, going to throw. Up the middle, Finkelstein.
Got it.
Got it. Touchdown, Virginia.
This is a well-executed play-action pass. He fakes the option, then he comes back. He throws the post pattern down the hole. No safety in the hole and a two-deep defense. He's right in between both of them. Safety gets there. Too late. That was Chris Green. Too late. Touchdown.
Finkelstein having a big first half. That's a 31-yard touchdown strike, and now he will hold on the placement for Jake McInerney. McInerney's 40 of 40 in point afters this year, and now 41 in a row. It's even at 7. 13-15 to go in this first half. The Florida Citrus Bowl.
Tournament Champions, Sunday on ABC Sports.
Now you can see what the play-action fake really does here as the fullback comes inside here, freezes the bar. Primus, the defensive back, comes up. He's swinging. He comes back, goes to the pass, heads for the post pattern. See, now see him now. He jumps up there like that. Now he's going down the hole. No safety in the hole. Evidently a two-deep defense. Boom, touchdown.
That just shows you again how well Sean Moore can throw the ball. He has some touch on this one.
A nice catch by Finkelstein. There's Greg Boysoul coming in there late, number 22.
Well, they said about this man, Finkelstein, that he does everything and does it well. And today he has played extremely well in this first half. It's all even at 7. As we mentioned, this guy thinks like he's a tailback, but he can still throw the football, as evidenced by that play.
You know what? I can verify what you're saying as we go through the ball game and give you some breakdowns I've done on him. He's spectacular in throwing those touchdowns.
This is all the way out of the back of the end zone. Michael Houston kicked off. Mike Bellamy couldn't even track it down, and Illinois will start from the 20.
You know, they do have an explosive offense. 23 of their 42 scoring drives, they've done it in less than 3 minutes. That's moving the ball in chunks.
And you know, Moore accounted for 27 touchdowns, 18 of them passing, and that led the ACC.
Well, when you break him down and compare him with other quarterbacks like I do, he throws a touchdown pass every 15th attempt. Every 8th completion is a touchdown in his career. Keep throwing, kid.
And here's his counterpart, Jeff George. His team now deadlocked at 7. And that time, Griffith
Great
had no chance. Good play that time by Kenny Miles. Fresh, just a young pup, as they call him, out of Washington, D.C.
Here he is right here on your screen. Watch him, he goes in underneath charge. He gets underneath great. You call him a pup. He's more like a bulldog, that guy.
A young bulldog pup.
Yeah, young bulldog or young bulldozer.
That's what the coaches said. He's just a young pup learning how to play the game. Well, he learned something right. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Time for Jeff George. Bellamy comes back and he's got it. Bellamy to the 40,
catch him
to the 30. It's a foot race to the 20, 15-yard line.
You're going to note now he's going to get the play action fake in here and then back. Here, Bellamy's going to come down and go to the post. Here he goes. Now he makes the fake. Now here he's in the post pattern. Now he lets it go. Good time down there. And what a shot. Mike Bellamy.
The ball was in the air a long time, wasn't it?
I didn't think they'd catch him because he has that national sprint championship in the 6-1 time in the 55-yard dash.
The all Big Ten wide receiver, 68-yard gain, get to Fagan. Steve Fagan to the 10. Milton Tolliver over there to make the stop. What an arsenal these two teams are throwing at each other. You can see why we expected a high-scoring game.
Gary, in college football, it's easier to throw the football because fewer passes are defended. More passes are thrown incomplete. When you get two fine quarterbacks that don't throw them incomplete, then that pass defense is in trouble.
At the 10-yard line now, second down and 5. 7 all to score. 11:24 left in the first half. There's Fagan on the trap. Very close to a 1st and goal. Fagan just short of the 5. He needed to get just about to the 5 to get the 1st and goal. Tolliver was there to make the stop. Fagan, just a freshman, as we mentioned. When he gets bigger and stronger, he's 6 foot, 190-pounder. They think he'll be something out of the ordinary.
Illinois inside the 25-yard line this year has been spectacular. They've scored 39 out of 50 times. 33 of those were touchdowns. Spectacular offense inside the 20.
3rd and a yard. Camino Bell has come in at fullback. That's Jeff Finke, 87 in motion. Hand to Griffith, breaks the tackle, and he's going to get the 1st and goal with a good second effort. Boy, he initially was stopped for a loss.
He was good maneuverability. I wonder why Coach Makovic would put a 3rd string back in to carry the ball in that situation. Evidently, he is the kind of guy that can ricochet and bounce and find a little daylight spot.
Here's Griffith.
All right, that's Jeff Finke kicking out right there. There's Griffith right there, number 29.
So Camino Bell had come in as the lead blocker on that play. They've got him also in there to throw a pass. It's a time that they could be utilized at the strategic time. It's 1st and goal now inside the 5. Pitch comes back to Camino Bell. And he grinds it to the 1. 2nd and goal there. Tony Covington, the cornerback, was there to make the stop. This guy's a big load at 5'11", 206, a junior out of Chicago.
You know what's something? He's a biomedicine major.
I don't know what that is.
Well, that's the guy who's going to be working on our bad legs a few more years down the road.
This is the 7th play of this drive now. It's 2nd and goal from the 2.
John Mackovic looking at his game card. He has everything categorized by situation, ranked 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the things I'll call.
And now timeout. George had somebody aligned incorrectly. Victor Boley-Williams had come into the game along with Griffith. And so they have to use a timeout, and John Mackovic does not like it. He didn't want to use one. We'll be back. It's all tied up at 7.
And pure Florida goodness.
Illinois called a timeout, 2nd and goal at the 2. You know, there's been a lot of talk about whether Jeff George will stay in as a 5th-year senior and play for Illinois or go to the NFL. Well, I asked him about his future plans.
I don't know yet. You know, that's something I'm just going to have to consider after this game. And I really don't know much about the NFL. I really don't look to the future. I just take it one game at a time or day by day. And I need to sit down and talk to a few people that are aware of everything. And Coach Mackovic's one of those people. I know he'll give me his insight, and he's been there before. And you know, I'll sit down and listen to him what he has to say.
And Mackovic has said that's exactly what to do, is sit down and talk after this game. 2nd and goal now from the 2. George and Illinois trying to break this tie. Camino Bell and Griffith in the backfield. Finke in motion. Play action by George. He has to get rid of it.
That's a good job. Good defense and good quarterback decision. Don't take the sack when you're that close to the field goal range. Get rid of it.
So it'll come to a 3rd and goal from the 2. That was Don Reynolds and Ray Savage, both defensive ends that were pinching in, trying to get to Jeff George.
Ray Savage is a very effective football player. He plays up as a linebacker and can cover backs out of the backfield. And then they put him down and rush him as a down lineman, and he can beat the bigger tackle through the quarterback.
3rd down thus far, Illinois 3 of 5. 3rd down and 2. George giving up, diving,
didn't get there.
And
No.
Griffith did not get in.
The guy that has been spectacular in their goal line defense has been 44, Phil Thomas, in studying their tapes. I didn't see which one single guy made that play, but I know in the goal line area in the films we looked at, he was very good. Coming to your left side of your screen, you'll see
it's Tolliver.
Tolliver there, and there's 44, Phil Thomas. He's the guy that didn't allow him to get in the end zone.
Yeah, they both combined. They're now going to go for it on 4th and goal from the half-yard line rather than go for a field goal. And George gives it off, fakes, throws wide open, touchdown. The catch made by Donovan. Dan Donovan, the tight end.
Guts call. Here's Donovan right here. Now, normally on this, you'll block and then sneak out late after a real strong fake inside. Good faking by the quarterback. Watch this. Comes back there. Look at him. Hide the football. Then he lays it up there. Guts call by John Mackovic.
4th down goal, and they go for it and get it. Doug Higgins point after attempt. Jason Verduzco holding, and the kick is good. That ended up being a drive of 80 yards. And Donovan, who this year caught 3 touchdowns, 2 of them against Michigan State, latched on to that one. You'll call it a gutsy call.
Well, you watch the quarterback fake. Ladies and gentlemen, one good fake, they say, is worth one good block. Now, look how he held that ball in his stomach, extended the hand as if he gave it to him, then he just takes it off and dumps it to his left.
And he hit Donovan, who drifted off to the side. You, Coach, you saw it. I thought the ball had gone over the middle. You saw the tight end drifting over.
Well, I saw the backside tight end not blocked down to seal backside penetration, so I knew something was funny right then, and then he went out in the flat. I'll bet you that's the shortest touchdown pass that guy's ever thrown.
Boy, I tell you what, you got to admire Mackovic this early in the game, not settling for the field goal.
Well, I'll tell you what his thinking is. His thinking is, we aren't going to stop Virginia all the time, and they're going to put points on the board. I better get more than 3 once I get down there. I think that's his thinking.
Yeah.
You've got to have that kind of thinking when you're playing against an explosive offensive team like Virginia.
Donovan, by the way, really a big moment for him. He broke his ankle this summer, had to battle back from the injury, and what a big catch in his career. You bet. The senior out of Bellflower, California. Seeing Beckos kicking off, that one might be tough to handle. Eventually picked up short, and running with the football is going to be Kirby, and they'll bring it out at the 30-yard line. And that's where Virginia will set it up trailing now, 14-7 in this game. So both coaches expecting a lot of points to be scored. The Sugar Bowl, Miami of Florida. The team that beat top-ranked Notre Dame, now going against the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Craig Erickson, we had a chance to visit with him Saturday in our game in Atlanta. He's looking forward to that one.
Boy, does he have a howitzer for an arm. Not quite as quick a delivery as George, but a higher delivery, more over the top.
A quarterback school, isn't it? Kelly, Kozar, Testaverde, Walsh, and now Craig Erickson. Hand off to Marcus Wilson, and Wilson chugs forward for a couple. And it'll bring up second down and 8 yards to go. Derek Brownlow made the stop once again.
You know, you talk about quarterback schools. Illinois is developing that same reputation.
Yes, they are. Impressive list. Trudeau, Eason, Wilson.
Dave Wilson. Mike White started that, 1978? Dave Wilson, Tony Eason, Jack Trudeau, now Jeff George. And Mike told me a few years ago that he felt Jeff George was going to be better than all of them.
He was the National High School Player of the Year. Went to Purdue 1 year and transferred. To the 32 now, second down, 8. Sean Moore to throw. He was dumped by Julian Brown, who came blitzing up the middle. He got the ball up the field, and was it caught there? I don't know, it's incomplete, but I tell you, Sean Moore really had number 60 in his midriff.
Well, I tell you, if I saw Julian Brown, number 60, coming after me, I'd get rid of him quickly, too. He's a mortuary science major. He didn't want to start his practice early.
He's going to plant him right here. Look at the double team on.
Oh, yeah, they've got to double him. They've got to double him.
Third down coming up now. Third down and still 8 yards to go. Moore had no chance to get that play underway. Pressure coming again.
Hit his arm.
Yeah, I think that was Streeter, Sean Streeter, the sophomore, who got up and batted it away. And so on 2 consecutive plays, this guy and Brown for Illinois has given Sean Moore fits.
Here's Sean Streeter right here. He tips a hard outside pass rush. Just kept right on going. Beat the tackle on the hard outside move. Gets the arm up underneath. Gets there. The quarterback had to hold the ball, so he comes on up underneath. Good job.
Looks like Moore may have to sprint out a little bit to get some time.
Yeah, well, they'll put him on the corner more.
Fourth down and a big rush put on, but the punt underway by Myron Martin.
Those are return balls, those kind.
Stephen Williams is going to try to do just that, and he is dropped at the 25-yard line. That was Chris Slade down there. He was voted the freshman defensive lineman of the year by the Sporting News. 47-yard punt, and from the 25, Illinois has it. The Rose Bowl is next, but right now is 7:53 here at the Florida Citrus Bowl. It's a 14-7 game in favor of Illinois. And Cheryl Miller, are you still down there?
I'm still down here, Gary. And you know what? The Florida citrus industry was devastated a week ago by several days of 20-degree weather. This plunged from an average of 72 degrees and severely damaged this year's citrus crop. The extent of the damage will not be determined until next week. But everyone around here said, Gary, don't worry about it. Keep drinking your orange juice and enjoy.
All right, we'll do that very, very thing. Well, that's amazing. Look at that. Did you believe that's Florida?
Like that. You won't have to put any ice in your drink.
Boy, I guess. Make you appreciate where all the orange juice comes from, huh?
Yes.
Boy, it's beautiful today. Temperature at kickoff time is 69 degrees. So after the punt, Illinois got it at the 25. 14-7, the Illini with the lead. George with good protection to Griffith, and Griffith hit by Slade. Boy, Slade gets around, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Very active, very intelligent football player for a young guy. They say that now the defensive coordinator, Frank Spaziani, said that he's already one of our better players, and here he is, just a young kid.
Tennessee has retaken the lead against Arkansas. He said that Slade's going to be a great football player. He was a high school teammate of Kirby in Tabb, Virginia. What a pair to get out of one high school.
He scored more than 1,000 points playing basketball.
There's that quarterback situation you're talking about. Illinois had some great ones. George giving off to Wagner Lester, and Lester out to the 29-yard line, and it'll bring up third down and still a long ways to go. And that time, Ron Carey, their big, powerful nose guard, stopped this guy, Wagner Lester. They call Wagner Lester Ice, and Steve Fagan, the other freshman running back, they call him Fire. Ice and Fire. They're going to be around for the next 3 years after this and cause a lot of problems.
Well, Gene Dahlquist, the offensive coordinator, has said it's just really been fun to watch these two young running backs mature through the year.
Third down and a long 6. And George is thrown down. And again, it's Slade. Again, you wonder, Dick, why he wouldn't get rid of that when he had time to, and suffers a loss all the way to the 8-yard line.
I believe Slade came from over here on the right-hand side of your screen. There's a little stunt back up to the inside. Now he keeps coming, he keeps coming. See, what you have to do is develop a sense and a feel for when, hey, I've held the ball long enough, I got to get rid of it. That's what I'm talking about. Still has a lot to learn.
Boy, you can't do that. Yeah, you can't take that kind of a loss. 19-yard loss on the play. Menkhausen now will punt from the end zone. Slade has all of a sudden fired up this Virginia team.
Offsides.
The punt, well, it's going to hit short. Finkelstein is going to let it hit. It was a line drive affair, but wasn't kicked far enough to be returnable.
There was a punt return team member offside on that it was not called.
There's no flag, or at least I don't see it. There is no flag.
I'm not the only one blind.
Now, wait a minute. 36-yard punt. Let's start a New Year's resolution. You're not going to pick on those guys in the striped shirts anymore.
You'll never change me. Connors, and you know, Illinois football team is about equal to that. They have a number of outstanding students on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
The Big Ten and the ACC hooked up in this one. 14-7 the Illini, but for the second time in this game, Virginia inherits the ball at the Illinois end of the field. Sean Moore scrambling around and takes a pretty good lick as he's belted at the 42-yard line. That was Quentin Parker.
That was a nice tackle. Did you teach Quentin that tackling technique when you coached him in the Little League?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to help coach him. I don't think I destroyed him.
You set him back about 10 years. Quarterback sprint out. Now, here's the advantage of this kind of quarterback, the mobility. He can get up underneath the block, then he can scramble, he can avoid. Now he's a running back, and he can really move. I don't know what his 40 time is, but it's probably close to 4 or 5.
The man known as Q, Quentin Parker, over there quickly. Out of St. Louis, Webster Groves High School. It's fun to see a young man like that grow up when he was young, playing in the Pop Warner League, and now playing so well for John Mackovic. Officials getting everything set at the 41. It'll be second down and 8.
Rush yards, so you can see total offense. Moore's ahead.
Moore optioning the short side this time, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, a couple of yards short of the first down. Derek Brownlow made the stop.
You know, with the success of Randall Cunningham in Philadelphia and the Buddy Ryan program there, guys like this are going to be more valuable draft time because they're saying, hey, we can develop into even greater passers, but we can't do anything about teaching him to run. They can already run. Let's get him.
Well, this guy was second in the nation in pass efficiency. To add that with his scrambling ability. 3rd and 4. It's almost intercepted, and it is. Glasson, he had it and couldn't hang on. Brownlow had it. It bounced off of him, and Glasson almost came up with a deflection.
He's really upset there. He had good time. He's really not looking downfield to go deep. He's waiting for an underneath type pattern. See, he's sitting there. He pumps once, he pumps, moves right. Nice feel right there. Throws it right there. The linebacker, Brownlow, bats it in the air, and Glasson came in from behind him and almost had it.
Both of them couldn't get it. And now Garno will come in and punt. Now, they use Ed Garno to pooch kick or to strategically place the ball. So he'll punt instead of Martin for Virginia. Williams goes back at the 10. This guy is really good at this. He's had 8 inside the 20 this year. And this one is going to be a dandy, too. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a piece of artwork.
Darn right it is, and it's not something that happens by accident. You coach it, you work on it every day, and all the coaches, you know, they spend time on it, but not everybody has a kicker that does it as well.
Garneau, a sophomore out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Saturday, January 13th, two great ABC sports traditions make their season premieres. First at 3 Eastern and Pacific, 3 Central. The 29th season of the Professional Bowlers Tour begins with a $175,000 AC Delco Classic. And then ABC's Wide World of Sports starts its 30th year. And look who's going to be there, the Harlem Globetrotters, basketball's ambassadors of goodwill. Line of scrimmage, the 5, just outside is where Illinois will have it. George, a lot of time, and there is Williams, broken up again by Jason Wallace.
He underthrew him. Gary, he waited too long to let the ball go. And that allowed the defender to get up underneath it. It was good coverage. It was a play-action pass. He's going to fake, try to keep the underneath coverage out of there. Now, but he waits too long. A play-action pass going deep has to be thrown with the same rhythm as a drop-back pass. It was a little late. You can see he had 2 steps on him, but by the time the ball got there, the defender got there.
I'll tell you, Jason Wallace has played tough.
Oh, yes,
even though that ball was underthrown, he's been tough.
You bet.
There he is. They continue to go deep. Don't you think they'll start going to more medium patterns over the middle?
I look for those crossing patterns.
2nd and 10, give to Fagan. Steve Fagan, and he brings it out to the 15-yard line, very close to the first down. You see the quickness. See why they're so excited about number 44. Tony Covington is over there to make the stop.
Not all running backs have this ability to start one direction, get the defense going, and then make those drastic cutbacks. That's what makes the good ones. See, gets it going. Howard Griffith, 29, does a nice job at the point. See, some guys would run up on top of the pile.
Yep, great vision. He had 51 career touchdowns in high school. 3rd down, they were just short. 3rd and a yard. Finke in motion. Griffith trying to get the first down, and it isn't easy. Not easy at all.
I'll tell you, these Virginia kids are stronger physically than they appeared in that one game tape that we studied, the North Carolina State game, you know?
Yep.
They're taking them on nose to nose.
Elton Tolliver was the guy that was nose to nose on that one. They spot the ball on the far side. George Welch, delightful man to visit with him. He has done such a great job. Virginia had never been to a bowl game, and now, since he's taken over, this is their 3rd trip. So they are going to have the first down, the measurement indicating such as it comes across the 15 to the 16. 3:19 left in this first half. 14-7 Illinois with the lead. To Fagan, and Fagan high steps it out to the 24-yard line, a gain of another 8 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 2. Keith McMeans made the stop. You know, the quarterback tradition in Illinois is something special, and it can really be documented by the fact they have so many guys in the NFL.
Oh, Dave Wilson, New Orleans, Tony Eason, the New York Jets, Jack Trudeau, Indianapolis, and hopefully Jeff George, University of Illinois.
He'll be there sooner or later. I know most Illini fans hope it's later.
Well, there's so many things he has left to do. The NFL will always be there.
Yeah,
and
good point.
The NFL doesn't really need him right now.
It's a good point. 2nd and 2. Pitch comes back to Wagner Lester this time. He's going to be a yard short of the first down across the 25-yard line. So what they're doing is they're alternating their 2 freshmen at running back. Both of them give them different dimensions, but both of them very effective. As Slade again on the stop for Virginia. These teams had never met before. John Makovic did play in the Tangerine Bowl. Coached the team in Wake. Involved in the ACC, so he's very familiar with these surroundings. 3rd and a yard. And they got that yard. Griffith.
I'll tell you, there's a guy, Howard Griffith, is going to play in the National Football League because he can do it all. We saw him block a minute ago. We've seen him catch the ball real well. We've seen him attack the line of scrimmage as a ball carrier, and we've seen him go outside as a ball carrier. Fine football player.
He had 39 catches this year, which is remarkable when you figure how many good receivers they have. He's carried the ball today, Dick, 10 times for 60 yards.
Well, his best game was 148 yards versus Utah a year ago.
High snap to George. He's got the screen, complete to Griffith. The block's ahead of him. Griffith to the 40, and he'll be 4 yards short of the first down. Let's look ahead to the halftime. A lot of football, as you know, unfolding, so we'll take a look at the Rose Bowl, the Michigan-USC game. We'll have highlights of this one. And then you talk about a show, the Florida Citrus Bowl halftime gala. I think they were having part of it last night in our hotel.
Oh, yeah, for a long time.
It'll be something special. George, and intended for Bellamy. Double coverage that time on Bellamy.
And Bellamy can jump. You know, he's one of the top-rated receivers in the country right now because of his blazing speed, and he makes the big play.
Bellamy with 51 catches. He's been the primary target all year long for George. He's made very important catches. He's shaken up, by the way. He caught the ball that beat Michigan State this year with about a minute left in the game.
Well, I know Tim Hartness, the wide receiver coach in Illinois, really thinks a lot of this guy. And he's one of the 3 receivers they're losing.
Third down now, and 3, Jeff George. He gets it off to Sean Wax. He's got the first down. Wax to the 48. Clock now with 1 minute. They'll stop the clock when they move the sticks.
There he did an awfully good job of hanging on the ball, hanging on the ball, hanging on the ball, and he knew he either had to get rid of it or complete it. And there he maintained his poise and got it to the receiver.
From the 48-yard line now. Clock put back into motion. George from the shotgun. And the completion to Camino Bell. Bell tries to make a move. He should have gotten out of bounds to stop the clock. Instead, he tried to get additional yardage, stopped at the 47-yard line. Ray Savage knocked him down there. And with 41 seconds now, Illinois is going to have to use a timeout. I don't know what he was thinking. Why he didn't go out of bounds.
People do make mistakes, you know that. Jeff George has been remarkable in running the 2-minute offense. This year he's scored 5 of the 8 times during the season that he's been in it, completing 31 of 41 of his passes, 76% complete, but scoring 5 out of 8 times. He's been there before, and he's been successful in doing it. Good coaching.
Well, they have 1 timeout left now. Remember, they had to use one earlier down on the goal line, which Makovic didn't want to use.
He was upset about it.
And now another because Camino Bell didn't go out of bounds.
Here's where we were talking about Jeff George staying in the pocket long enough, but taking advantage of his quick release. Sit there. Now watch that quick snap now. Boom, just snap it out there. And they didn't have to throw that very hard, but he stood there and he looked the rush right in the face. He's not going to be an avoid guy. He's got to be like a Marino.
Absolutely.
Hang on and snap it off.
Absolutely.
Did a nice job.
I'd like for him to work a little bit on his footwork in the offseason. Here's what's happened now, the 2-minute offense. That's not too bad, huh?
No,
76% completion. Yeah. And you've said this so well many times, Dick. George really throws a difficult ball so well.
He throws like the deep corners and the deep posts and all. He throws them right on the money. In fact, today I'd like to see him throw some more short stuff. Evidently, the defense is doing a good job taking it away.
11th play of the drive, 35 seconds left in the half. Pass near side, great catch. Stephen Williams has it, a first down at the 29-yard line of Virginia. Wallace and Lewis, double coverage, still couldn't deny him the catch.
Now, Steve Williams that made that catch is a leaper. He was a state finalist in California in the long jump, so you know that he can jump.
Now we have the officials conferring. That would go as an 18-yard gain if, in fact, that stands. There's 31 seconds. Illinois has 1 timeout left. I do not see a flag. Well, I guess there is. Where is it? They're talking about the party they went to last night.
You were there.
I hope not. Let's look at some other games. Ohio State, John Cooper's team still leading Auburn. That'd be quite a win for the Buckeyes. And then Tennessee now, 17-6 over Arkansas. Johnny Majors really turned that one around.
Oh, he did. I tell you, they were mad at him when they were losing.
Personal foul, face mask.
Ooh, that'll put it in field goal range.
It sure will.
You know, Illinois has not kicked many field goals this year because they've been so efficient in scoring when they get down there close. They've only kicked what I had it here in my car.
5 of 8.
5 of 8.
And that shows you the efficiency. They're not thinking field goal yet. There's the numbers for Jeff George. He had 5 touchdown completions against Indiana this year. His highest game was 302 yards against Iowa.
You know, everybody's talking about Jeff George jumping to the NFL, but I'll be surprised if some NFL football team doesn't come in and steal John Mackovic. Hey, where's a better prospect? Coach successfully in the NFL, coach successfully, been around the likes of the Tom Landrys, and has done a great job here. But I kind of believe he likes it here enough to stay for a couple of years.
Well, we talked to him about that. He likes being athletic director and head coach. Of course, he took the Chiefs to the playoffs. First down now, and now he caught the ball, Dick, at that spot, and yet they were talking about a personal foul and some yardage tacked on, but the ball's still there.
Don't ask me, I wasn't in the huddle.
First down from the 29. Snap comes back to George. And on target to Camino Bell, and Bell chugs forward to the 21. He's a yard short of the first down. Tyrone Lewis is over there, and now another timeout is called, and Illinois will use their final timeout.
Well, they've got a 39-yard field goal attempt as they put the ball down now, right? 22-17, yep, 39-yard attempt right now.
Well, Higgins has had along a 38. Well, we mentioned the Rose Bowl earlier. Michigan against USC.
What a coach.
Yep.
What a coach. You know, we didn't get to see Michigan this year, but we saw USC, and SC was the best football team we saw. It'll be a heck of a football game.
And this one will not be any slouch either.
He won't be too shabby.
No, sir. Bill Curry of Alabama. He has a linebacker, Keith McCants, who some people say if he comes out, he'll be the first pick, which would be Atlanta's.
With Illinois not having any timeouts left, it's really critical. It's either a touchdown or it's incomplete. They won't have enough time to get the field goal team back in there. Now, you've always rehearsed that and all that kind of stuff, but you usually need 10, 12 seconds to get it all done. Maybe more.
George in this quarter is 8 of 11 for 115 yards.
So that guy went to a party last night. He's still partying.
From the 22, 15 seconds left in the half. 14-7, Illinois with the lead, trying to add to that advantage. On a 2nd and 2, the blitz coming up the middle, and the far side complete, and going out of bounds is Bellamy, and he's got the first down at the 18. Tony Covington knocked him out of bounds. That stops the clock with 9 seconds.
He's got 9 seconds. He's going to go one more play. Taking a chance here. Going one play for the touchdown.
Well, I tell you, he took a chance earlier in this game on that 4th and goal at the 1.
Well, I would never question Mackovic. He's so well organized. He puts his whole game plan on tape for his quarterbacks as he prepares them.
This quarter, that's the numbers up to the moment. First down from the 18. 9 seconds. No timeouts left.
Big thing here is don't take a sack.
Intended for Bellamy, incomplete. The deflection almost picked off by Kevin Cook. 1 second remains.
Boy, that's coaching. Mackovic knew all the time he'd have 1 second left, huh? See, you can't scramble. You can't do anything in that.
Well, there's never any hair out of place. Never must. He never seems to be losing his poise because he knew that second would be there.
That's what he gets for working with Coach Landry. See? He gets that sophistication.
He told us that Landry really gave him that organizational ability.
Oh, I think he gave him a lot more than that.
This will be a 34-yard field goal attempt. The longest that Doug Higgins has kicked this year is 38.
He's only 1 for 3 from this distance this year.
So Higgins will try to add to the advantage, and Higgins gets it. And that will bring us to the end of this first half of play. The Fighting Illini, ranked 10th in the country, with a 17-7 lead over 15th-ranked Virginia. We'll return with more college football action from the 1990 Citrus Bowl after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Just remarkable.
Well, it's kind of fun to look back at some of those things and to establish some of the best of the 80s, and I'm looking forward to the 90s. How about you?
I hope we make it.
All right, we're going to be back with more here from the Citrus Bowl.
That exemplifies Orlando's spirit as we move into the 90s.
The year was 1969, when a dance fitness craze swept the nation and changed the shape of things to come. Throughout its 20-year history, Jazzercise Fever has spread to become 500,000 strong. And the watchword for the 1990s is aerobics. Today, Jazzercise is joined form of aerobics as the SeaWorld International Aerial Trampoline Team takes to the air in a one-of-a-kind celebration. The Florida Citrus Bowl proudly presents Get On Your Feet! Ladies and gentlemen, introducing world champion acro-aerialist Rob Bollinger. Way to go, Rob! Ladies and gentlemen, look to the sky! We've taken aerobics one step further as we present the death-defying acrobatics of the Nerveless Knox. Let's watch as helicopter pilot Eugene Knox puts the Helistar 1000 through its paces. Now focus your attention on the talented Miss Jacqueline Zambini as she places her life in Eugene's hand. Suspended more than 200 feet in the air. She'll attempt some of the most difficult acrobatic feats without a safety net below. Get ready. She now hangs by the strength of the muscles in her neck. Around and around. We may want to mention to any youngsters out there that these are trained professionals, and you should not attempt this at home with your own helicopters. Here she comes once again. hanging by her legs. Watch closely. 1 foot. And back again. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the nerveless Knox.
Get on your feet. The halftime show here, the Citrus Bowl halftime, as we have a 17-7 score in favor of Illinois, and a lot to follow as we get ready for the second half. Quite a gala here at halftime, huh?
Gary, you know, in football, you tend to think the only people with a lot of courage are the receivers going down there to catch a pass. Yeah, that young lady, my gosh.
I don't think I'll be doing that in the near future.
No.
It's fun to watch. We'll return with more college football action from the 1990 Citrus Bowl after this message and a word from our ABC stations. And so the fireworks in the background and the smoke now filling the Citrus Bowl here as we get ready for the second half. Going to go back now and show you the 3 scoring plays in this first half. The first one occurring at the 13:06 mark of the first quarter. George hitting Stephen Williams from 15 yards out.
Demonstrating the quick release right there. See how long, no time at all. He just popped that off and he can throw a dart downfield, finds the man open.
7-0 after 1 quarter, and then after both teams had turned the ball over, it was Moore coming back and hitting Tim Finkelstein from 30 yards away.
He did this off a real good play-action fake. They were defensing the option. Nope, he was throwing the pass.
And that tied it up at 7. And then on a 4th and 1 at the goal line, watch this play.
Watch to the left of the defense there. You'll see both defenders that are not in coverage at all. They're rushing. They're coming. Great call. No one to play pass defense.
And Dan Donovan could have caught a cold over there, right?
Yes,
nobody was over there as he caught his 4th touchdown of the year.
That happens 15 times a year in the NFL as well. So
now you look at the numbers. The thing about Illinois, they really rushing-wise can't get it going like they want to. Neither can Virginia.
No, neither one of them. But I really look for Virginia to come back this second half and emphasize the option running game a little bit more than they did this first half.
Turnovers, 2 of them. For Virginia, they started the game out turning over the opening kickoff, and that's when Illinois got on the board first. Kicking off is Virginia, and this is Bellamy bringing it out for the Illini. And he's not going to go very far to the 17-yard line. We've been informed that Henry Jones, the cornerback for Illinois, who was hurt in the first half, will not return. But this guy will, Jeff George. Sprained right arch is the diagnosis on Jones, the all Big Ten corner. 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has had some problems with protection. Sacked twice for 27 yards.
Sacked twice by holding the ball just a little too long, but you have to give credit to the pass rush of the Virginia down 4. They're coming after him.
From the 16-yard line, the Illini not starting the second half in very good field position. Wagner Lester. And Lester is running into a lot of opposition, and he loses yardage. Back inside the 15-yard line to the 14, a loss of 2. Just never could get turned up the field.
Kept him going to the best tackler on the field, the sideline. A guy like that has to get turned up because he has that cutback ability. He has the ability in the open field to make you miss.
This Illinois team, as we mentioned, they were the #1 passing team, averaging 241 yards a game, but overall 389 yards a game, both pass rush. And today, having a tough time establishing that running game. 2nd down, 12. George sets up the screen to Griffith. Out to the 25, hurdles the man for additional yardage. 1st down for the Illini.
See, they went off in zone defense, dropped deeply. Now, you'll see the fullback. You'll see the fullback right here set up inside, then sneak out with the offensive lineman. See him set up in there. Now he's looking right, fakes it to the right, comes back. See the lineman get up there, say, set up the screen wall. Here he is. There's Lovelace, 54, Kurt Lovelace, the offensive center, getting out there. Here's the, look at this. He's a broad jumper. Long jumper, they call him now. Good leap.
21-yard gain to the 34-yard line. So that gets him out of a hole. This is Jones in motion. Such a Thomas in motion. Here's a pass up the field, and Hartley, the tight end, very close to the first down. Hartley is a moose. He is one of the outstanding blocking tight ends in the country, but this time they throw to him. Huge at 260 pounds.
He's the best blocking tight end I saw this year, blocking outside linebackers. I bet he and Savage and Slade have a war or two going on out there.
You're going to have to measure to see if, in fact, that was a first down.
Look at it.
We understand on the Virginia side of the picture, Roy Brown, who was kicked in the calf, will try to go when Virginia gets the ball at that guard spot, but defensive tackle Billy Keys is out of the game. They're just short of the first down. Auburn now has taken the lead over Ohio State.
You know, Ohio State has demonstrated through the year the ability to come back. They had the great comeback against Minnesota this year. What they come back from, they were down by 30 points.
Second greatest comeback in college football history. So now they're going to have a second down and a matter of less than a yard to go.
This is a waste down. You know, you go ahead and fool around with that second down play.
This time Williams will go split way to the top of the field. 14-28. We're just underway in the second half. 17-7. Illinois with the lead.
It's critical, I think, that the Virginia gets them shut down here because, as Coach Wells said early in the ballgame, they are best when they can run.
Sean Wax will go in motion. Sprint draw handoff. Griffith is buried.
Defense.
Back at the 40-yard line by Joe Hall. This guy's played a strong game. Out of Fort Washington, Maryland, was there to make the stop.
Here he is right here. He takes that hard charge. Joe Hall, he's quick, guys. See him take that under pulling the lineman. They didn't get him cut off. If you're going to pull away from him, you better get somebody in position to cut him off.
He was shaken up on the play. He has to come out. You can see him here. He's injured. It looked like maybe his shoulder, and he took himself out.
Yeah. He'll be back.
Third down now. They lost 3 on that. 3rd and 4. Finke in motion. Clearing is Finke. To the 45, to the 40, first down, and the ball will be marked at the 38. It comes popping out of there, but it's been blown dead. And here is Finke, who has played basketball at Illinois for Lou Henson.
You'll see the man in motion, number 87. Now he's going to go up and he's going to delay underneath Hartley. See, good pass protection. He delayed underneath, allowed the zones to be cut. Savage is running him down right there. And here's Finke. Finke, the valedictorian of his high school class. Straight A student. Hard to get any better than that, huh?
That's right. Casey, Illinois. 22-yard gain at the 38-yard line. George, play action. Bellamy. Bellamy inside the 20-yard line. Keith McMeans caught him, and all of a sudden now, Illinois seems to have this Virginia defense stretched to the limit. They're having a tough time hanging on. Another big gain of 19.
You can see it'll be a play-action pass, freezing people, allowing people to get in behind the linebackers. Good protection, blocking away from the faking backs. He's waiting for the square-in pattern coming in from the backside. Did a nice job of getting it to him right on time in the hole in that zone.
Georgia 211 yards passing. Here's a handoff to Griffith on a first down, and he makes it to the 16-yard line.
You know, in the first half, throwing all those deep balls, they've got those safeties and defensive backs thinking deep. Now they're going to start running those square-in patterns at 18 yards. Boy, they're tough to defend if you don't get some underneath help.
They're a handful, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So many angles they can come at you. We understand Keys had a stretched ligament in his knee as the reason the Clemson tackle is out for the rest of the game.
Chris Stern is playing in his place. You know, he was playing real well early in the game.
Second down now, 7. George, nice fake, a pitch, and an end around to the far side to Bellamy. He's inside the 5 and hits. Really hit that time by Keith McMeans. Bellamy wanted to get in, and McMeans came flying over there and knocked him short of the goal line.
Good, Rick. That one-back stuff. They're going to fake to the one-back. Here it is right now. You'll see the deep one-back. He's going to give the fake up in here. He's going to come back and give him the fake. He'll come around with that great speed on the reverse. Bellaby, number 2, to the left bottom of your screen. Here he comes, making the fake. Now see the wall forming out there in front of him. Boom, gets a block downfield right there. Now he uses that speed to get down the sideline.
Boy, he got belted. He scored on a 16-yard reverse in the regular season. First and goal now at the 9-yard line. Wagner-Lester, and Wagner-Lester close to the 2, still fighting. Lester's showing how strong he's going to be at 6'3", 200, and he's one of those true freshmen who has been pushed into service and has been growing up in a hurry.
The Wisconsin Player of the Year. You know, if you're going to win in Wisconsin, you got to keep those guys at home.
Yeah, that's a sore point, I'm sure, for them. As an end result, they've changed athletic director and coaches.
You didn't apply for the job, did you?
Not yet. Second down and 3. This is the 10th play of this drive.
You always said you wanted to be an athletic director.
Right. 10-point lead for the Illini. Pitch comes to Griffith. He's got some running room.
The significant thing of this play is you'll note the offensive linemen are in an up stance. They went on a quick count. Beat the defense 2 off the ball right there. Defense waiting for them to shift down to a 3-point stance. Went on a quick count, touchdown.
Griffith having a strong day, scoring that touchdown. That was an 84-yard drive. They didn't get a good kickoff to start the second half, but that didn't matter as Higgins adds the point after. It's 24-7 in favor of Illinois. And the Illini look awfully good in this third quarter. You can see why they are the top-ranked passing team in the Big Ten. Illinois starting off 1990 very successfully thus far. 84 yards in 10 plays. Griffith from 3 yards out. Let's go down now and join Cheryl Miller.
Thank you very much, Gary. A bowl game wouldn't be complete without memorabilia, and Virginia has brought some of their own. Of course, the $2 bill with Thomas Jefferson, the founder of the University of Virginia, and also a Happy Who Year, and that's the nickname. Wahoos is the nickname for the Virginia Cavaliers. And another pin that's very interesting is, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and Gary, they're hoping that Santa Claus can bring them a win. Let's go back to you.
Okay, keep that $2 bill for me, would you? I want to see that.
She owes me that $2.
Well, at least. Just don't let that get out of your sight.
She hasn't picked up a tech yet, has she?
Oh, I know.
I know, crime, these feminists.
I know. CM Beckos now will kick off. By the way, Illinois has just had the football in a long time. You know, they've had 25 plays now since Virginia's had it. They had the end of the first half where they had a 15-play drive, now a 10-play drive, and the Cavaliers need to get something going. This is Marcus Wilson trying to do that. And he'll bring it out to the 30. You get the sense right now, Mr. Vermeil, that Virginia has to get something right now happening their way.
Yeah, because they're already out of how they like to play football. They like to run the football, mix in the option and the other types of runs, and then the play action passes and that. It's not one of their things to play catch up totally through the pass offense. But you know something? There's still only 3 big plays out of there. 2 touchdown plays and a field goal.
That's what George Welch, I'm sure, is thinking right now. From the 30-yard line now, Sean Moore at the 11:09 mark will start this series. See Brown in there throwing the lead block. He overthrows Finkelstein, who was open.
That's the one they hit earlier in the game, that zone stretch pattern. Good play action fakes, run the defender deep, slide him in between them.
There's his stats. Just hadn't had a lot of opportunity, really. You stop and think about it. It's been Illinois hanging on to the football so often, late in the first half and the beginning of the second half. As we mentioned, there's a $30 million renovation here of the Citrus Bowl, and this is still not ready for use. Next year it will be. Should increase attendance to about 70,000 when they open up in 1991. Beautiful facility. This press box is excellent. Marcus Wilson, no place to go. Quentin Parker nosed him down. Quentin made a couple of big hits in this game.
You know, Virginia has won all 8 games this season when the opponent has thrown the ball 25 times. That may not be true today unless something changes.
There's what you were talking about.
You know, you were talking about the renovation of this. Jan Stenerud, the great all-time kicker in the National Football League, works for the company that's doing all this restoration work.
Well, what is the name of that company?
HNTB, Architects and Engineers in Kansas City.
Thank you. Third down now. And it's complete to the 35-yard line, and that was a fullback, Derwin Griggs, who caught the ball and paid for it. But they are 5 yards short of the first down.
He didn't want to throw the ball for 5 yards. He wanted to throw it down there 12, 14, 18 yards, but they had the patterns deeper covered, so he had to take the layoff man.
John Mackovic, whatever he's got on that piece of paper, it's working.
Well, like I said earlier in the broadcast, he takes the game plan as he puts it all together and puts it on tape. All the reasons that he's putting things in the game is on tape. And the quarterbacks, and he studied this over and over and over, so that gives him just a real dimension of understanding.
Nice punt that time by Martin, driving Williams back to the 10.
Uh-oh, good block there.
And he's going to go someplace with this one.
He can make you miss.
At the 40, and he has to stay inbounds, but goes out of bounds at the 45. Donald Bryant was over there eventually. 52-yard punt, but
it was low, Gary. No hang time. And this young man can make you miss. He gets one block. He starts upfield. He'll get a block right there. Screen block. Now watch his footwork. He cuts back. No one lay in. Cuts back again. Gets a little screen block right there. Good job. The defenders covering the punt have to come to balance.
Mackovic, well, he's got it going well. That is Tony Covington. They call him the Cub, and there's a reason.
You should do that with your hair.
Well, I tell you, he and Brian Bosworth ought to get together.
He could be the only play-by-play guy in professional sports with that kind of a hairdo.
By the way, since Virginia scored, Dick, in this game, the last 3 drives, 3 plays and out. They just haven't been able to get it going, and Illinois now is putting a real clincher on this one, the way they're moving now. Here's the pitch, comes back to Fagan. Fagan to the 50-yard line.
The other thing, again, they went on a quick count up stance. It forces the defense to line up and play. If they're not doing that, then Illinois is shifting their backs all the time because Coach Mackovic doesn't want the defense to be able to line up and defend the first formation they see.
You reconstruct this game. That first drive started after the opening kickoff was fumbled. Then you can see punt, touchdown, punt, field goal. And now in the second half, touchdown, and that's where we are right now. So they have been efficient. Second down and 4. And Griffith to the 45-yard line, very close to the first down.
Cam Pepper and Tony Laster, the big offensive right guard and tackle, did the pulling on that play and created the opening.
It's a first down. It's the 16th first down. There's Laster.
Here, we'll take a look at it right here. The big guard and the big tackle pulling and trapping, and the other leading through. See, here's a big kick out, lead through. That's it. Get out of the way there, Laster. You're in the running back's way.
He's the cousin, by the way, of Steve Bardo, starting guard for Lou Henson's Illinois team. First down now at the 45-yard line. Nice fake again by George. And that's complete to Bellamy. Boy, you have to wait. You don't know if he's got that ball or not. You got to wait, and it freezes the linebackers, not to mention the secondary. And Bellamy latches on to another first down catch.
The thing about that, Garrett, is not everybody can throw that ball that way. He goes ahead, he executes a play-action pass, see, and now fakes real well again, see, and he hangs on the ball. He's on the right hash mark. Now he throws that all the way across the field on the line. There aren't many guys that can throw it that well, believe me, college or pro. Good timing, good rhythm. Bellamy drove him deep, then came back for the football just like he was coached to do.
He has 4 catches now, 109 yards. And on that, they picked up 17. Here comes Fagan, and Fagan to the 20-yard line. Close to another first down. Illinois, coming out in this second half, right now has just started manhandling this Virginia team.
They've worn them down a little bit. And, you know, they were concerned about the matchups in there of the Illinois big offensive line against the quicker defense, because in the Big Ten they're used to banging heads with those big guys, and they were a little concerned with the quickness of Virginia.
Not as hot today, though, as they thought it might be.
No.
Second down, a yard to go. The blitz coming. Hand off to Fagan, and Fagan gets the first down. Look at his quick feet. Is he going to be something? Takes it inside the 10. It'll be first and goal there.
When you run outside like that, your tight end has to do a good job when you run outside. Take a look at the block of the tight end right here. You can't run out there unless he does a good job. Hartley can do it. We lose him right there, but he's driven him all the way there to this outside, and it gives that big stretched area for him to turn up in.
There is a penalty flag at the point of impact, and this is Tim Simpson, number 69, a sophomore out of East Peoria, Illinois. He's one of the fine young linemen. They really have high hopes for him. Honorable mention, all Big Ten pick.
If you remember the first time we saw film on this team early in the year, both you and I picked out this young man as saying, gosh, he looks like a good football player. Here's Hartley at the top of your screen. See him? Now look at him. He's just knocking him off, but he stretched him far enough. Then he got help from a buddy, and he opened up that lane inside.
Well, he got help from somebody illegally because there's holding on the play.
Many times that's on the tight end.
Bring it back to the 20-yard line instead of having it 1st and goal inside the 10. Tennessee now kind of putting some distance between themselves and the Hogs. Simpson is out. Rich Herr has replaced him at guard. He's a junior out of Florissant, Missouri. 2nd down now, 2 yards to go. George scrambling, gets it off to Fagan. Fagan looking for running room. Fumbled it. And did he fumble? Yeah, he did. Virginia's got it. Coming up was Jeffries, Greg Jeffries. He's a true freshman out of High Point, North Carolina. And so Virginia gets something happen that they need to have happen. A turnover as they deny Illinois a further advantage in the game. War number 77. Well, Harold Red Grange is now retired down here in Florida at Indian Lakes Estates. John Makovic went down to visit with him. He's 86 years old, and the team yesterday gave him this message.
To be in your home over the weekend, I gave the team your message, and they have a message for you.
So John wanted to do that. He had gone down to visit Red Grange and brought him a football and some memorabilia. And I think that may be the greatest nickname in history of sports, the Galloping Ghost. Isn't that a great one?
That and Crazy Leg Hurt.
Yeah, that's right. Red Grange from Wheaton, Illinois, now living in Indian Lakes Estates. And Red, Happy New Year to you. From the 22 now, Virginia after the turnover trying to get something going. And they still can't get that running game going like they'd like. As that time, Wilson gets maybe a yard, at the most 2, as Kurt Gregus is there. There's Gregus playing now. He's a senior. He'll play more because Glasson is having problems with the knees. He'll play both inside linebacking spots.
You can see that Tom O'Brien, the offensive coach, and the quarterback coach, Gary Tranquil, running the offense, aren't panicking. You know, they think they can run the ball and mix it up. I'd like to see him get the quarterback on the corner.
Well, he did that early. Remember, sprinted out, looked pretty good. Here he's going to try one. Sets and looks the other way, and he's got a man open, and that'll be a 1st down to Marcus Wilson.
Yeah.
Romero Bryce is over there covering, and all of a sudden now, Sean Moore trying to bring this team back. Virginia started out this game the wrong way. They fumbled the opening kickoff, found themselves down. Then they recovered a fumble. Then they went into the end zone only to suffer an interception there. Then they came back and scored, and they punted 3 times since. First down from the 37. Moore to Herman Moore, and he had no place to go. Covered very well. Greg Boysaw, who's playing in place of the injured Henry Jones, was back there. Good coverage. Also Romero Bryce. And you have to get up and be aware of this guy at 6'5".
At 6'5", plus he can high jump 7'2.5". He's the ACC high jump champion. He misjudged it. The ball, I think, was thrown properly. Herman Moore misjudged where it was coming down.
He hasn't misjudged very many of them.
No, not averaging 23 yards of reception.
Set a school record of 10 touchdown catches this year. Second and 10, and there's a lot of trouble. No place to go as there's Mel Agee, the first to get there. The All-Big Ten defensive tackle. Ryan Williams was right behind him.
Mel Agee is also an academic All-Big Ten football player. Low angle here. He'll be coming from the right side of the screen. See, he got a great jump on the football. That center just quivered, and he was off.
He quivered, and that was
like
it.
That, huh?
Here's Agee.
There's Agee.
Out of Washington High School in Chicago, and They just say that he is relentless. He never quits coming off the mark.
You don't do a football game any weekend without finding good football players in Chicago.
Virginia is 2 of 8 on third down conversions. They need 19 here, and this guy might get it. And he's going to be short of the first down, about 2 yards short as he makes it to the 45. Quentin Parker caught up with him. There is a penalty flag, however, way back at the other end, inside the 40-yard line.
They're playing a prevent defense here.
Personal foul against Illinois.
First down.
The flag is completely up the field, so it must have been away from the ball.
You see, they're only rushing 3 people right now. They have AG number 92 on the nose there. Excuse me, Streeter on the nose, not Mo Gardner. He finds the crack. He gets now losing that running back nose. Now, where's the personal foul?
It's completely away from the football, Dick, because the flag was thrown in the secondary some 15 yards up the field.
They say it happened upfield. Let's see if we can see it. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Now, you can't do that. Who is that? Is that Marion Primus, number 16?
They got 16 yards on the pass completion, then they tack on another 15. There's your talking about Marlon Primus, who was out the last 2 games this year with a knee injury.
That's not smart football.
Well, I guess not. They had 4th down. Now they have a first down at the Illinois 40-yard line. Could change this game. Finkelstein in motion. Moore running around. This is where he's so tough. He's tucking it under his arm. First down, takes a hit from Quentin Parker and goes out of bounds.
Boy, he's a dandy. Holy, he's exciting. You know, you'd be almost better off with this guy. Say, go back, take your pass drop, say 1001, and then become a running back. Watch him go. Look at, he doesn't like what he sees downfield. He takes off. But now, look at the speed, the acceleration that he has. The good move right here. He drops his tail down. See that shake and break? Took a pretty good pop, too.
He's a dandy.
Oh, you're laughing at me.
No, it was great.
It's all right to get excited.
I loved it.
It's all right to get excited.
That's their first down rushing today. It was a 13-yard gain. All the rest have come by the pass. First time you've gotten excited in 1990. Here comes Moore on the option. He kicks it to the 20-yard line and gains almost 8 yards on the play.
When you got a horse that can run, ride him. You know what I mean? And this guy is the guy that can beat Illinois today. He just got to keep the ball in his hand. George, 226 yards passing, minus 27. Moore, 106 yards passing, 39 rushing.
But he's picking up some rushing yardage now.
And he's also, Moore is not running the same style of passing attack that Jeff George is.
He gained 8 on that last play, 2nd and 2. Option again, pitches back. This is Kirby, and Kirby's
making yards. Good running.
To about the 15-yard line. First down, Brownlow is over there to make the stop.
The National High School Player of the Year a year ago. 2,168 yards, 30 touchdowns in one season.
And he averaged 28 points a game in basketball and will play for the Cavaliers.
Can you imagine the recruiting effort? Just a good thing he's a good student.
Roy Brown is taking himself out of the game. He's having a tough time with that leg that was kicked in the first half. First down now for the 15-yard line. This is Kirby again, and Kirby to the 10, and he's knocking people backwards. Picked up a good 5 yards on the play. George Welch has completely turned this Virginia football team around.
He says, you know, we don't talk about winning. We talk in terms of preparing to win. So every day we're on the practice field, every drill we do, we don't pass up the opportunity to get better.
He came to Virginia. They were 1-10 the year before he got there, and 3 years later he had them in a bowl. 2nd and 5. Kirby again. Kirby to the 5. Kirby's got a 1st and goal. Boy, I tell you, that personal foul looking bigger and bigger as Virginia trying to capitalize.
There's Gregus, number 62, trying to fill it. He gets blocked. Good running right there. Keeps the pads down, keeps pounding forward. He knows where that end zone is.
1st and goal, 3-yard line.
This is no place for sissies.
They go to the bone. Very noisy. Moore tries yards. They cut it up and gets to about the 1-yard line.
Good defense there by Brian Williams, number 90. He turned them back to the inside where the enemy were, all lined up and coming after him.
This guy's been the most improved defensive player. He is now having NFL scouts look at him. Has had some big plays. Remember the 92-yard interception he returned against Indiana. This is the 12th play of this drive coming up. And you can see what they've done thus far.
He's out of Banning High School in Southern California. And boy, they've turned out a few Marlon Primuses from Banning High School.
They mark it at the 2, 2nd and goal. More pitching. Got it. Marcus Wilson, touchdown, Virginia. Scored. It's been a long time coming. They cut it to 24-13, and McInerney adds the point after. So now, once again, it's a 10-point game. 2 minutes, 19 seconds left. The personal foul kept that drive going, and Virginia took over from there.
The key to this is not the running of the running back. It's the fullback faking up inside, the quarterback coming down. The key to this is the arc block by Kirby, number 42, on Greg Boysaw. See, the fake inside coming out. Follow 42, Kirby. See, he gets underneath him just enough that Boysaw can't get to him, and he can walk in for the 6-pointers.
So Kirby carried the ball well, and he blocked well. Now, looking back, the big play to remember was that personal foul. It ended up being a 31-yard gain. They completed or I should say scrambled for 16 yards, and then the 15 yards were tacked on. And that's the one that kept Virginia alive, and they continued on 78 yards, 55 of those on the ground. And this is the first time they'd scored since the first quarter of this game.
Now, Frank Spaziani, as the defensive coach, has got to get those defensive guys really fired and going again like they were in that first quarter.
Houston kicking off to Bellamy, and Bellamy runs into his own man, Jason Gard, and then goes backwards.
There's a change in momentum. There's enthusiasm regenerated here.
Woods there. Boy, we have a sea of orange and blue as these two teams come in here representing their two schools. And now Virginia down by 10. Will set up defensively as Illinois comes out to the 22. In motion. George Bellamy. And Bellamy wrestled down, and that should be enough for the first down. Chris Slade was over there first to make the stop. Boy, Auburn now starting to pull away from the Buckeyes. 31-14. Arkansas getting a little bit closer. First down for Illinois. We expected a high-scoring game.
I've expected more big plays from Virginia than we've seen, and we might see him in front of us right now. There, he might start happening.
Coming up next, Michigan, USC.
There's going to be some big plays in that game, and some big people.
Big people. You talk about Hartley being a big blocking tight end, and Scott Galbraith for USC. Those two guys, the biggest tight ends in America. And timeout. So George has to use his initial timeout of the second half.
Formation alignment problem.
And you can see John is not happy about that one.
That's one, I think, one of the most exaggerated movements you'll get out of Matt Makovic when he's mad.
First since Bob Zupke to lead Illinois to winning seasons in each of his first 2 years.
Fumble.
Yeah.
Illinois' mistakes today. Fumble. Got an interception after it. They got a touchdown off the fumble. Virginia makes mistakes. They miscue. The result, touchdown and a punt.
Illinois came in here unbeaten on natural grass. winning at USC and Purdue and Iowa.
You know,
they lost only to the top-ranked team, Colorado, and the third-ranked team right now, Notre Dame.
You know, they had the camera there on John Mackovic, and in visiting with him about Tom Landry's contribution, he said he really learned how to prepare a football team. He learned how to study and prepare a game plan, and how to study opponents, and then how to teach it on the field in practice, and then one more step, how to call it at the right time.
First down now. After the timeout, the line of scrimmage, the 33. 24-14, Illinois with the lead. This is a screen set up to Griffith. To the 40, 45, and knocked down there, and that'll be enough for the first down. They've used that play quite frequently, and it's worked most times.
Well, yeah, and it's a deceptive type of screen, and I think here we come with we'll get a shot to take a look at it. Taking a look, the big offensive guard pulls away from the screen. See, now Griffith works back. See, and that the guard going in one direction tends to draw attention to him. Here he is, screened a little bit behind him, but he's still big enough to pick up all the yards he needs for the first down.
He got 12. That's the 20th first down of the game now for the Illini. Pitch comes back to Fagan. Oh! He's got that great cutback ability, the vision, and he has another first down. This one to the Virginia just inside the 45, and Tony Covington eventually tackled him.
The thing you're going to notice here again, all linemen are in a three-point stance all the way across. Don't shift down, they go in a quick count. Catch you off balance, don't allow you to shift or stunt, and then they just take off and attack you with man blocking and toss the ball wide.
And that toss wide gets a first down by this guy. He's out of there now, and now Griffith will run on a toss sweep. And Griffith to the 42 and out of bounds.
You know, John Mackovic and I had a few times in his office just talking as coaches. He and I really agree on this one principle. People do not use enough quick counts in their offense. They line up and they give the defense too much time to zero in. Therefore, you see, he believes in that principle.
Line of scrimmage now the 42-yard line. It'll be second down and 7. 44 seconds left in this third quarter. The sun shining now as the stands directly in front of us bask in sunlight. Beautiful day here in Orlando. Hand off to Griffith, and Griffith to the 30 and got the first down. Boy, he's had a strong football game. A gain of 12. He now has carried the ball 15 times for 78 yards.
That's the old Washington Redskin counter gap. Guard pull, Cam Pepper to trap out, tackle pull to lead through, counter step to freeze the linebackers, pan it, and off he goes. Cam Pepper, number 73, he's going to kick out, tackle pulling through, Lassen right there, gets a chop block, Griffith is in there. I'm really impressed with Griffith.
Yep.
He's better than I thought he was.
Well, we had him against Ohio State this year when he played so well. 117 yards. He was our player of the game. George back to throw. Marquardt, and that will not make a connection. Pretty good defense that time by Keith McMeans as he was flying over there. The intended receiver was Hartley, the tight end.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are really serious football fans and viewers, you probably recognized that pass just came off the successful run that was run prior to that. Same action, same everything. It looked run, then he keeps it, comes off with a crossing pattern. Good call.
Line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line. Second down, 10. Mackovic, 15-7-1 in his 2 years at Illinois.
Can you imagine what they'll be next year, losing 3 starters?
You're looking at a team pre-season's got to be considered number 1 in the country.
Trap!
Fagan carrying the ball. Gets about 3. And Phil Thomas, 44, made the stop. 44 on 44. Thomas, haven't said an awful lot about him, but he set a record this year for solo tackles, breaking Jeff Loggeman's record, who's the number 1 draft pick of the Jets.
You know, and the outstanding thing about that, Gary, is Phil Thomas was a walk-on. He came to school without a scholarship. He was the valedictorian of his senior class.
We'll return with more college football action from the 1990 Citrus Bowl after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Right now, Mackovic's team with a 10-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 7 as they come out to the Wahoos' 27-yard line. George will go to the shotgun. 15 minutes to go. Bellamy to the 15. And Bellamy has is another first down. Precision-like passing now by George, spreading the football around. 13-yard gain on the play.
He's doing a good job of reading the coverage and getting to the single coverage man. If you take a look at a quick delivery, ladies and gentlemen, quick delivery meaning the ball's there, boom, it's gone. Yep. And he can throw that ball 60, 70 yards with that same quick snap delivery. It's a little bit low. He'll get some batted down one day.
He's making a strong statement today to be a Heisman Trophy candidate next year. Here's a pitch coming off to Fagan, and Fagan fumbles the ball. He fumbled it earlier, you might recall, and Virginia got it. And who's got this one? Virginia. Keith McMeans comes up. Third turnover by Illinois, second by Fagan.
Taking a look at the tail end of this play. He's going to turn up. He's coming inside. Savage working inside out. Nope, there's the ball. You couldn't see the ball come out of there.
And so, twice now, Virginia has been able to stop Illinois deep in their end of the field. They're still in it. They're down by 10. Illinois has lost two big opportunities to get some points. Two fumbles. Here's the last one.
He tossed it back there. Now here's a freshman running back. You know, eventually he'll learn that football is more important than his life game day. You know? And you just tuck it away. You know? Hey, it's going to happen. That's part of the game. That's what makes it such an exciting game. But Keith McMeans, number 16, stuck his hat on it right there, and he got belted backwards, and the ball's on the ground. And I think 44 Phil Thomas picked it up.
Well, as somebody would say, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
As two gifts now have kept Virginia in this game. 14:33 left. Up the middle, that's Herman Moore, and who's got it? Primus. Marlon Primus picked it off. There is a penalty flag back at the 10-yard line.
Well, Marlon Primus is the person that kept the last scoring drive for Virginia going with a personal foul. Now he makes the big play for redemption. That was a great play. Shows his ability to leap up there. Carson, California, Banning High School, Gene Villanoga, the coach. Boy, he's turned out a lot of them. Here's a good end zone shot, play action fake, coming back, and he sets up nicely. He's going to throw it. There he goes. Got a little heat. He's up in the air. Goes for it at his highest point, and you would think Herman Moore could jump a little bit higher and get that one. Must have just missed it.
Primus, an all Big Ten pick, going up. During the year, he had one interception. As we mentioned, he was out the last two games, but as you said, that has to give him a little satisfaction after that very costly personal foul. Both teams now have turned the ball over 3 times, and from the 42, Illinois with 14:24 left has it. Bellamy.
Ooh, watch out, kiddo.
And Bellamy very close to the first down.
Elton Tolliver getting a little too excited over there.
Depending on that play was also Covington, and looks like we have a flag thrown now.
Yeah. First down, 21-11. Really strong Illinois. Rushing yardage. Gary, look at how it's picked up. 136, 384 yards total offense to 187. Turnovers balanced. Time and possession heavy in favor of Illinois. This personal foul is going to hurt him here. Elton Tolliver, number 54, the young linebacker. Hit him out of bounds.
That turnover stat, by the way, if you're a little confused, there were 2 more turnovers, 1 each. They didn't show on that last particular graphic that we gave you. So
that was in the third quarter.
So both teams have turned it over 3 times. Anyway, after all of this, the personal foul moves the ball to the 35-yard line. 24-14, the Illini. Sean Wax. Good coverage that time by McMeans.
He's never far off, is he?
Nope.
He's never far off from being on the money with that throw. And that is a difficult throw. That deep corner pattern's a difficult throw.
Well, we talked about Jeff George, about staying in, playing another year. Boy, you look at this Illinois team. They open up with Arizona, play Colorado. If they'd win those games early, they could be very much in the national title picture. And this guy, George, be leading in the Heisman voting.
Yeah, you know, he'll make the decision along with his family. They're a very, very close family, and I think they'll make that together. It won't be a selfish decision either.
2nd and 10, 14-11 left.
Oh, good defense.
That is Fagan. It's interesting to me that Makovic continues to play Fagan, even though he's fumbled twice.
He knows he's going to be around there for a long time. Here's the counter gap coming right at you. You'll note a big offensive guard pop up there. There's number 69. See him there, Tim Simpson. He's going to kick out, but good defense right back inside, constricting it.
Constricting is a good word. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing there.
3rd down and 9. And thus far, Illinois is a brilliant 8 of 12 on 3rd down. They had a 56% conversion factor on 3rd downs in the Big Ten this year. 3rd and 9 here. Williams, and he has enough for the 1st down. Just barely, but he got it. I'll tell you, number 1 and number 2 are some trouble, aren't they?
They are. Steve Williams is the senior. His brother was a fine receiver here, David.
Well, that record being set, but it'll be broke next year.
There will be 70,000 in this Sioux City. And this is the nicest press box we've been in all year.
Isn't it nice? Great vantage point, a lot of room. Good food. Got my vote. I haven't eaten like you, though. I mean,
you don't move your hands quick enough.
There we are. We're up in that press box area. Glad to have you with us. Happy New Year to everybody. A lot of football to come. Hope you'll stay with us. The Rose Bowl and then the Sugar Bowl here on ABC. 13:23 left in this one, and the measurement did in fact concur with what we thought. It is a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 24. Well, you look at Illinois, they lose 1 wide receiver and an offensive lineman in the starting 11. George. Bellamy, touchdown, Illinois.
I think Bellamy just made about a $750,000 signing bonus on his performance today. You know, he came into the ballgame respected as one of the fine receivers in the country, and he's had a big day. Sure, nice to have this guy throwing for you. Corner pattern again, pedal back, looking downfield. Now he sets, fires it to the right, line drive shot, high into the outside, away from the defender, touchdown. I think Jeff likes this one. Let's see, he likes this one. He likes one.
Well, with that completion.
You see that finger, number 1? If he's at Illinois next year, they'd have a chance to be number 1.
I concur. Here's Higgins, point after attempt. It's good. By the way, unofficially now, George has a season high, 303 yards passing. His high previous to that had been 302 against Iowa.
Worked very hard at playing football, and he's about 6'1", 6'2", 225 pounds, and when you get that big, you can do whatever you want to do.
Calvin, what are some of your future plans right now?
Well, I'm looking forward to a full year this year, but back problems is all over with. As a matter of fact, I'll be starting next week at the Tucson Open, and I'm going to play 3 tournaments in a row, and I'm looking forward to a good year and a full year this year on tour.
Well, I know that Gary wanted some help on his pitching game, so I'll make sure I send you up to the booth.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, let's go back to you, Gary.
I'd love to have him help it. Here is Kirby returning this kickoff out to the 30-yard line. I wonder if his son Ricky Pete plays golf as well as Calvin. So at the 30-yard line now, Virginia with Kirby returning that one with 12:52 left in the game.
Did you see Mike Hopkins, number 19, the safety, covering that kickoff? My gosh.
Well, he's their special teams player of the year.
Yeah, and you can see why. Number 19, he'll flash in the middle of the screen. There he is. Boom, he takes it on, makes the wedge. And you know something, ladies and gentlemen, number 19 is an arrow aerospace engineering student. Almost straight A's.
4.77 GPA. There is Herman Moore receiving that one. First down, and quickly it's to the Illinois end of the field at the 49. Jason Gard there to make the stop.
He's one of the most graceful-looking wide receivers we've seen all year, and watching him practice the other day, moves so smoothly.
21-yard gain. You know, his catches were so big, Dick. He had 36, 34 of them either went for a touchdown or a first down. That's making it count, isn't it?
You bet.
First down now at the 49 of the Illini. 12 and a half left. 31-14 Illinois. Flag on the play. Marcus Wilson.
Good job.
You know what that penalty might be? I think the man in motion headed up the field before the ball was snapped. That would have been Mark Cook, who had been put in motion, and you can't turn your shoulders or turn up the field before the snap of the ball.
When you mentioned that, you know what that reminds me of? I had an unbelievably great wide receiver named Harold Carmichael. We're in the Super Bowl trying to get back in the game, and we sent him to motion. He turns up a little soon. We hit a touchdown pass and was called back. I still love him. Hey, Cub. Oh, I'll tell you, this is a tough moment for Covington. You know, people that don't play the games and are involved with a college football team like this can't really understand how bad these kids want to win and how much it means to them.
There's a commitment. What a commitment.
Very few people make the commitment to excellence that these kids do.
5-yard penalty on illegal procedure, illegal motion. Here's a completion to Moore again, and so they get it back despite the 5-yard penalty. First down, set it up to the 37. Great voice there on the stop. So this guy hasn't given up.
Oh, I'll tell you, he hasn't given up. He is an exceptional football player. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate next year, and they have a lot of people back up.
Junior out of Martinsville, Virginia. Line of scrimmage to the 37, first down. This time they'll send Moore to the top of the field. He's the man to watch. Finkelstein to the near side. Marcus Wilson, and just tough sledding. It's been that way all day long. Virginia wanted to establish a running game. As George Welch put it, when we run well, we play well, and it has been tough to do that today.
I've been watching the big offensive left tackle for Virginia play, Ray Roberts, that they're so high on. He's just a sophomore at 6'6", 290 pounds. But they say he will be a millionaire someday because he has more potential than Dombrowski, the big #1 pick to New Orleans Saints a few years ago.
Gain of 1, second and 9. Moore, and catch is made, and McGonigal, tight end, paid for it.
He is tough.
Wow. Quentin Parker, who has hit some people today,
he really
delivered that blow. Has he ever? He's punished people.
You did a great job of coaching.
Now get off of that.
Wow, what a hit.
Great kid, though. Came over yesterday, wanted to visit, ask about my son, who he had played football
with. Let's take another look, Gary. To our right here, throwing it. Now watch the tight end goes up for it. He gets it tucked away, and boom, that's a perfectly legal hit.
Wow.
Oh.
McGonigal, their leading receiver, coming in, paid for that one. Hand off to Wilson, and no go as far as the running game is concerned. Mel Agee made sure of that. Mo Gardner. Here's the final. Auburn defeating Ohio State, 31-14. And this one's still
Arkansas
for
coming
grabs.
Back, yeah. Boy, has this guy done a great job of coaching. You know, year in and year out, over the last few years anyway, nobody has done any better job. He wins with honor students.
He's the winningest coach both at Virginia and Navy, and there was only one other coach that's done that at 2 schools. That was the Bear, Paul Bear Bryant. Looked like that might have been a quarterback draw, and Mo Gardner didn't let that fool him for a moment.
I actually think he wanted to throw the ball downfield, but he couldn't, and he just saw the hole, and old Mo took it away from him. You can see now Mo Gardner will be right. You see number 12 in the middle of your screen. Mo Gardner is the lineman sitting on the center shoulder. He goes out there. Now watch him reverse pivot around. Oh, Mo wasn't that guy. Hey, I made a mistake. God darn. They fouled me up. They took him off the nose.
At the 28-yard line now.
Why didn't you tell me that, Gary?
Third down, 12 yards to go.
He is off the nose again.
Blitz coming. And that's the guy we were talking about earlier, Mike Hopkins, the Aero and Astronomicals space engineer, 4.77 GPA. He knows is the
academic
lines at quickest distance between 2 points.
Academic All-American. Here he is. Now I'll circle him here at the top of the screen. He just comes right here. No one picks him up. There's not a protector available for him. See, here he comes. He's excited. You think, oh my gosh, you talk about being bright. He's going to be one of those guys who's going to be sitting at home one morning at 5 o'clock with the TV set and watching him go up in one of those rockets.
Yep. Out of Richland, Missouri, School of the Osage. So now to punt the football be Garno. This is their placement kicker, so to speak. Their pooch guy. He did it well in the first half, trying to do it again. And he's got it in that vicinity again, but this one's going to make it in for the touchback. End up being a 36-yard punt, and so the Illini will have it from the 20. 31-14, Illinois with the lead. John Mackovic trying to go 1-1 as a bowl coach at Illinois.
In Florida today.
Well, they call it Fantasyland here. Disney World, all the things that these players had a chance to go to. I know John Mackovic was saying his wife never wants to leave. The families enjoyed themselves so well down here.
Yeah, the whole
Harley and his wife.
I talked to Bob Gamble, who's a friend of mine. He said his wife doesn't want to go back to Chicago and Illinois right now.
It's a lot of fun for these guys, and Illinois having a lot of fun in this one. And that's Donovan, the tight end, who caught the touchdown pass back in the first half, and there's a flag coming late.
You know, speaking of coaches' wives, Sandra Welsh, George Welsh's wife, had been sick a little bit during the week. She didn't get to have as much fun as a lot of these people.
So this penalty stopping play with 8:37 to go. Face mask again. We've had a lot of those today.
Yeah.
Dick, as you look at George Welch and the job that he has done, a lot of people said, hey, you can't go to Virginia and win. And he proved that different.
He could go to hell and win
differently. And I think that gain is 16 now after all of this. He's being rumored for a lot of different things as well.
That's that time of year. Here's the face mask right there. So you can't grab that face mask.
Seems like every coach now at this time of the year, at some place or another, comes up in the papers as being headed somewhere else. Even my partner here.
He's going to head to Nantucket, up there with his friends where his cabin is. He spends a few weeks a year up there. You know, he loves it up there.
Is there a team there?
No.
Here's a handoff to
Great
Griffith.
execution.
And Griffith has a first down. Howard Griffith. Eventually, Greg Jeffries is over there to make the stop. Well, you know, John Mackovic, there was a story coming out this week that he was headed to the Jets. He said he's never talked to anybody.
Look at those stats, 26, 36, 321 yards, 20 yards, 3 touchdowns, first no interceptions.
Only thing he's done better, he had a 5-touchdown game against Indiana. We were there. Second best in completions in Citrus Bowl history, and of course this used to be the Tangerine Bowl. Started way back when and changed its name to the Citrus Bowl in '83. George Bellamy, and he not able to get that to go, and that will stop the clock with 7:48. The Big Ten will be awfully tough. They have a change in Michigan. Gary Moeller will take over for Bo Schembechler. It looks as though this Illinois team has to be considered one of the favorites going in. Ohio State with John Cooper, even though they lost today,
they'll be tough.
They're going to be awfully good. They had a very good recruiting year, and they'll be playing a lot of those guys next year. 2nd and 10. Oh! Good defense. Very good defense.
You know, Ronnie Carey, the nose guard from Glen Allen, Virginia, Hermitage High School, has been doing a good job in there. See him there, number 90? He's been throwing a fit in there.
Yeah, he's been a mainstay for 3 years. He has started 17 straight, 33 of the last 34. He just answers a bell every time.
His brother Jeff is a freshman offensive lineman there at Virginia. Can you believe it or not, his hobby is skiing. Can you imagine being on the slopes and seeing this big giant coming down the hill?
Here's what we're talking about. 320 yards. O'Brien of Richmond, 447. It's a ways to go yet.
Who are they playing? Oh!
Sean Wax fell down, and Keith McMeans picked it off.
Boy, I'll tell you, he got a shot then. Right there, Chris Slade and Ray Savage get him a sandwich job coming from the outside. You see 56 Savage right there working around the outside. Here comes Slade.
Ooh, man. Slade and Savage pinching in. So the interception, and Virginia will have it back at the 6:58 mark.
California, quite a nice little gathering for Bo Schembechler's retirement party. Now again, Gary Bender.
Well, rest assured, we'll be switching out to Keith and Bob and Jack Arute as they bring us the Rose Bowl. And this guy'd like to be in the Rose Bowl next year, a year from today, as with these Illinois players. And they may be the team that'll be favored beginning next year. So after the interception by McMeans, it sets it up at the 24-yard line. 6:58 left in this game, 31-14 in favor of Illinois. Kirby running well. Kirby's impressed me today. Somebody had told me that they were a little disappointed in his speed, but boy, he's got the total package other than that.
There's a lot of things, you know, speed is important. He has enough speed, and he'll get faster as he matures. He's just a youngster.
So he's able to move the ball out to the 38-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. Job well done, Mr. George. You have certainly made another impressive performance here today to put in your scrapbook.
You bet.
13-yard gain on that last run.
Here's the draw, quarterback draw.
Moore running and trying to find some place to hide, and he's thrown for a loss by Mel Agee. Well, let's go to New York now and say Happy New Year to Roger Twibel.
Thank you very much, Gary. In Tampa, Ohio State led 14-3 in the second quarter, but then Auburn stormed back. Less than 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Auburn leads at 17-14. 4th and 2 on the Buckeye 32, and Reggie Slack 8 yards to Alexander Wright for a big first down. On that same drive, he goes back to pass the quarterback draw for the touchdown. Slack also threw 3 touchdown passes, and he was named the MVP as Auburn wins it. Now let's go back to Gary Bender.
Thank you, Roger. As we come back here, a pass complete to Kirby. And Kirby, who's been a strong player in the second half for the Wahoos, very close and is a first down, as that'll go as a 15-yard gain. Greg Boysaw over there to make the stop.
Well, Marcus Wilson, the starting running back, number 29, he's only a junior, a 1,000-yard rusher. Boy, they're going to have a nice backfield next year.
Line of scrimmage just short of the 50-yard line. This game started out with the opening kickoff being fumbled by Virginia. Illinois scoring, taking a 7-0 lead. It was tied 7-7. As Moore in trouble, gets rid of it and avoids the sack. As draped all over him was Mo Gardner.
He's quicker than a hiccup, that guy. I mean, you just blink and he's by it. Yeah. A center or a guard, they need help with it. You know, and Mo's he's just a junior. He's back.
Yeah, and he was a finalist for both the Lombardi as well as the Outland Trophy. Consensus All-American.
You think if you were a junior center in the Big Ten, you'd want to move to guard for the senior year?
Or take him off your schedule.
Can't do that in the Big Ten.
2nd and 10 now. Stop the clock with 6:06. Kirby, good vision to the 40, 35-30. And nice Kirby showing that he's going to be a handful the next 3 years as Marlon Primus eventually knocked him out. That's a 21-yard gain by the freshman. He wants to come out and get a rest now. He's a little bit tired. Line of scrimmage, the 28 of Illinois. Kirby, 8 carries, 63 yards. The line of scrimmage now the 28. Less than 6 to go in this 1990 Florida Citrus Bowl. Pressure coming this time, and
got it.
Cut.
Beautiful
That
throw.
is Finkelstein at the 9-yard line.
Beautiful.
First and goal.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's a difficult throw. Now, he just demonstrated the ability to lay the ball over the top, and he comes out. The quarterback here is going to come out on action to the outside here, and the receiver, a wide receiver, has stretched the field vertically, and now Finkel is coming inside to see number 84, and he threw it right over the top of Parker. Super throw. So he can both rifle it and he can lay it over the top of people.
And Finkelstein has had a strong game, makes the catch. He has 3 catches for 69 yards. First and goal now at the 9-yard line. Moore will keep inside the 5 to the 3. Mo Gardner is able to wrestle him down there. 5:40 left in the game, and again, John Moore is still scratching and scraping and trying somehow to get in this end zone and make this game a little more interesting.
With a kid like him, you're never out of it until it's over.
Second down, goal from about the 4. Pitch comes back. It's hurled out of bounds as Marcus Wilson was trying to catch it. Couldn't. Boysaw hit him instantaneously, and they're fortunate that ball didn't stay in the field of play.
Well, that's the one they scored with, going down the other way in the third quarter. Same play, exactly.
So it's going to be 3rd and goal, and they picked up about a yard. Well, they can't move that ball forward when it goes out of bounds because you make the ball come dead where the tackle's made. If it goes fumbled out of bounds forward, the rule is you have to bring it back. And so they are still at the 4-yard line, and it's 3rd and goal there. Boysaw did a good job covering the pitch man. There's the drive right now underway. 2 wideouts to the top of the field. 3rd and goal. And McGonigal can't come up with it. There was a blitz coming. It was thrown at his feet, and he couldn't make the connection.
He didn't have time. Quentin Parker came up. Here's Quentin Parker up on top. You'll see he comes right there, gets in the quarterback's face, and he didn't have time to throw the ball accurately. Here he comes right there. The blocker didn't get him, so he didn't have time to throw it accurately.
So on 4th down, they obviously will go for it. Timeout as they think about what they want to call. There's the guy that hurried the play up. Quentin Parker.
Well, almost like they should be playing for a national championship.
Well, I think in some hearts they are. They are in mine and in the hearts of 11.5 million Illinoisans. I think this has been a great season. John Mackovic has done incredible things both with the football program, the entire sports program. Of course, George and Bellamy have been a great combination in this game. We've seen some marvelous plays. This will be my first bowl win in 13 years as governor, and I couldn't be happier.
All right, Governor, enjoy the game. And thank you very much for the interview. Let's go back up to you, Gary.
Good thing he's not in coaching, Gary. He wouldn't be able to keep his job with that record.
Boy, he's a great fan, though. He loves the NFL, college football. And now 4th and goal from the 4, Sean Moore with 5:06 left, trying to pull this one out. Over the middle, the catch is made by Herman Moore. Touchdown.
You'll see Herman Moore right now coming in motion. He'll go out, they'll clean it out with a tight end, and he'll come back underneath on the delay. So he pushes it up. He comes back underneath right there. He's working up. They banged him in the back of the head. He didn't care. He's big and strong. He takes it for the touchdown.
So more and more that time.
More to more.
Yep. More and more offense.
Yeah.
McIntyre with the point after.
Hey, they're only 2 points out of this thing now.
It's a 10-point game again. 10 plays, 76 yards, 4-yard touchdown pass, and the Wahoos are down by 10. 1.5 that just caught a touchdown pass, and Virginia now back within 10, and now look for some shenanigans maybe here. The onside kick. I know Illinois has got to be concerned about it.
Just think how big he's going to be when he grows up. Sophomore, criminy sakes, and he can run 4.5 40.
So now Houston will be attempting the onside kick. He's not disguising it at all anyway.
I'm not too sure I would onside kick on this situation. With 5 minutes to go, I'd kick it off, play defense. Of course, they haven't been playing great defense.
Well, I don't think they're going to kick it off unless it's a formation that's going to fool them with. Here's the kick, the onside kick.
It didn't go 10 yards.
Finke fell on it. So Finke able to come up with it. And Illinois with 4:58. Well, John Mackovic, there's been a lot of rumors centering around him. Will he be back as coach of Illinois? I talked to him about that.
tell you, so many people have asked me, I keep putting out a statement that, how happy I am at Illinois and everything. The next thing, someone says something the very next day, and we start all over again. But this has been a terrific opportunity for me. I have a great deal of independence, and I have an opportunity to be more than just a football coach, which I have enjoyed. I've always been interested in management-related activities as well, and this university has given me that type of opportunity to do that, and I like that. I like it very much.
And he's got to like what's happening today. He's made a change at quarterback now. Jason Verduzco has come in, Ken Thomas. So John Mackovic, after losing last year in the All-American Bowl, will win this one. And
no, I tell you, he hadn't won it yet, though. There's 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go.
Well, you are. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Now, wait a minute. Are you going to take Jeff George out if you don't think you've won it?
I tell you, I wouldn't. I'd keep him in there. There's only a 10-point difference.
Well, all right. This guy really did a super job in the Ohio State game. Remember that? Yeah. Came in relief when
he did a great
George
job.
got hurt early in the game. Here's Ken Thomas, a senior. He's out of the Georgia area, Milledgeville, Georgia, and Ron Carey made the stop. You haven't given this one up yet if you're Virginia, huh?
Nope.
All right. Well,
I guarantee you Virginia has it.
I'll beg to differ, but I'll go along just for fun because we're good friends. Nothing competitive about you, Vermeil.
No.
It's going to be third down now and about a yard to go as the line of scrimmage at 35. Jeff is thinking about other things right now than the game. He's thinking about, well,
he better win this one.
I wonder if I'll be in Pasadena this time next year.
That's his choice.
Victor Bole-Williams has come in at fullback along with Ken Thomas. 3:42 left in the game. Here's Thomas. Thomas was a starter at the beginning of the season, and he's hammered down. Picked up the first down, however.
Ray Savage made a heck of an effort to get him trapped in the backfield that time. He really went after him.
That was Chris Stearns who made the stop on Thomas. Thomas redshirted last year. They had Keith Jones as an outstanding running back, so he waited a year to play, and then the two freshmen kind of moved him out of that starting role. Happy New Year, guys. 28 first downs by Illinois now, and they are 10 of 15 on third down conversions. But that's why they've done it all year long. They've been great in third down conversions.
Good execution, good coaching.
Verduzco giving off this time to Victor Bole-Williams, and Bole-Williams, a 27-year-old senior, runs the ball to the 20, and it's another first down. Getting a chance to play, and that's got to be excited for him.
It is.
Keith McNeans made the stop. That's still going, and that's a 10-point game.
They've got a lot of clean white jerseys there. Nebraska jumping up on top right away. Final Auburn, 31-14.
3 minutes left in this one. Don't forget the Rose Bowl's next. Michigan, USC. Verduzco pitching. Oh, good job. Got a new man into the lineup now, playing for Illinois as they bring some of the new guys in.
Boy, that Chris Slade flashes into plays. I mean, all of a sudden, he's just a blur.
Scrimmage the 20. There's Bo, and you know he's got to be excited. He'd like to do it again, beating USC last year out there. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, you know, I haven't seen Michigan, but I have seen USC, and they're the best team I've seen. No, I don't know. Michigan had to be very good to beat Illinois to be there.
This is going to be Thomas, and Thomas close to the 15-yard line. Well, we saw USC at their best a couple of times, and physically there's nobody more impressive.
Remember that player, Junior Seau?
Oh.
When the day will come again when they give the Heisman Trophy to a football player, a guy like him, rather than always the skilled position guy, because he is a great football player.
Leon Hart was the last guy that won the Heisman that was not a skilled position guy.
Boy, are you knowledgeable. I'm impressed.
Been around a long time, dude.
I can see that.
1:35 left. It's third down and 5. Illinois came in here ranked 10th, and they certainly will stay in the top 10. Virginia had wanted to win, and they wanted to try to climb into the top 10. Earl Shavers is number 16 carrying the ball. We had to kind of search our depth and our homework to find this guy, as he was not expected to play in this game. But he has, and John Mackovic clearing the bench right now with 1:11. Thanks to our statistician John Butera and our spotter Bill Friel. New Year's wishes to both of you guys. We'd like now to pause 5 seconds to allow our ABC stations to identify themselves.
I wonder if they'll give him the...
Okay, what was your thought?
I wonder if they'll give a guy all dressed in a nice suit like that on the sideline the great Gatorade treatment.
Well, let's watch.
He's got, his hair's combed nicely and his hands in his pocket with the perfect tie.
I like that outfit, don't you?
Yeah. You could coach at UCLA with that jacket.
Victor Bole Williams. Now, you're going to start another rumor, right? It's been fun. It really has been. We thank our producer, Kim Belton, along with our director, Bill Webb, our associate producer, David Kiviat. Thanks, guys. Doug Schmidt, people in the truck who have worked hard and worked hard right through the beginning of a new decade.
How'd your spotter do today? Did he really good?
He's all right. Bill Friel's hanging in there. He came in here coat and tie on.
Yeah.
He's got to not dress well. He's making us look bad. Anyway, Happy New Year to you, Dick.
Thank you.
Fun.
Best to you.
Yes,
been
sir.
fun. East-West game, here we come.
47 seconds left in this, and Preston Jones's, I should say, Matt Blunden is the quarterback who has come in, and Blunden, who plays basketball, throwing that one on the far side. Well, they've announced the offensive and defensive players of the game for both clubs. Sean Moore is the offensive player of the game for Virginia. Chris Slade is the defensive player. For Illinois, no surprise, Jeff George, the offensive player, and Derek Brownlow, the all Big Ten linebacker, the defensive player of the game for the Illini. London, 6'7" quarterback. Gets the ball off to Gary Steele, and Steele, trying to get out of bounds, is dropped at the 22-yard line. We're going to watch and see if there's a dousing in the making.
I don't know. You can do that to a coach.
There's too many guys smiling over there.
You can do it to a coach, but I don't know if you could do it to an AD guy. Okay?
Oh, here he comes. Watch. Here he comes. Here he comes. Where's the coach? Well, they got the other coaches.
Oh, chickens.
They got 3 seconds. And the completion over the middle. It's to Mark Cook. 2 basketball players this time hooking up.
They got Tim Hartness instead.
John Makovic has won it. Illinois 31, Virginia 21. The 1990 Florida Citrus Bowl is all orange and blue for Illinois. So for Cheryl Miller and Dick Vermeil, this is Gary Bender saying so long from Orlando, where the Fighting Illini made a strong statement today.